Good evening and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for July the 2nd, 2024. Greetings from RISA. Hi Matt, how are you doing? I have RISA behind me. I have my Rizian shirt on. I'm all set for 30 days in the sun. I even has my Rizian cocktail. Okay, it's a New Zealand cocktail, but it's an island. It's got water. It's close enough. And I have a camera. Yeah, I put one more thing together in the room, so I've got one more thing. Woo! Yeah, I look like I've been on the beach all day. I am toasty warm from work today. On the good side, Id's stuff has arrived. He actually got the entire thing loaded into my garage at least, and he's slowly putting stuff together. So with a little luck, he's actually going to be joining us today. Let me get in chat. Good evening, Graz.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
Good. Doing good, and you?
I am unemployed. Well, okay, I'm not unemployed yet. 23 more days and I will be out of a job for the rest of my life.
Oh. Sorry, got a little sidetracked there. I'm
No
trying to
worries.
find something, and also had Discord and Twitch blasting at the same time.
Not. Twitch and Discord being noisy and not behaving themselves? That never happens.
No.
No?
Just I had both of them talking at this
Oh, okay.
simultaneously. So I had you in Discord talking to me, and then suddenly an echo of you and me talking.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of love when that happens, right?
No, not at all. Hi, Jason Ewald Fisher. Jason, we haven't seen you in forever. How are you doing, dear? And yeah, Matt, yes, 3 weeks to retire. Okay, it's not technically retirement. It's 3 weeks to unemployment. I'm not going to retire for another 5 years. I got stuff to do. But I'm not going to have to do the 9 to 5, or in my case, 7 to 3 thing for the intervening 5 years. And while I'm doing this, my boss number one is going, I'm right behind you as soon as I can figure it out. And the other boss is kind of there too. And we have 2 other people who are ready to retire. So, go for it. So I'm having a little wine, a little water, and I'm ready to party on RISA. However, my Jem'Hadar has got to be a little toasty warm there. Dressy, classy. Let's go and see that. There we go. Shorts and a tee. That's much better. Much more comfortable. So I did a couple of things just to start getting a few of these guys together, but what I want to do is go over and go to petty cash and raid the bank for petty cash.
Oh,
There we go.
yeah, you're going to. There's a new kit frame.
There's a lot of stuff, and I
Yeah.
need it all. I need it all.
Okay, so I got the new kit frame.
Yeah.
I had to re-engineer it. Downside is it can only be a 2 kit performance X2. Or no, what I mean is it can only have 2 kit performances added plus the kit performance / weapon for epic. But if you have each of the elementals on it, it adds an additional
20, right?
20 per element. Plus, if you have all 4, it adds an additional 100.
Yep. I just thought that was so cool. Yes, Joshua, I have a camera. This is what I look like. My hair looks like garbage and I don't care. Yes, dear. And I don't care today. I'll deal with that in a day or two when I don't have to deal with the office. Yay.
Yeah, so at the moment, with just the Daring Tribble buff and all 4 elements, I'm at 755.
Just 755.
Just 755 kit performance. And 370 kit readiness. So in other words, I'm kind of itching for some ground action.
Well, tonight my ground action is going to be a little bit more limited, but I'll join you at some point.
Okay.
Let me think. Let's send some of these over to the Carl Pla and the Bruce Banner teams. They could use some love. What? I don't have Carl Pla in here? Fine.
Okay. And
There it is.
the winter event kit modules
Yes.
actually count as elementals.
I was wondering about that.
Yep. I can verify that because I actually have the Micro Chronoton Warhead from the winter event, and the details from it do state that it is a water elemental. So, translation is you can mix and match both events.
Oh, that's going to be excellent. Lord Sepulchre, why are you aggravated right now, pray tell? Do I have a floater on this tune? Oh my goodness, I don't think this tune is a floater. Oh, there it is. There we go. Oh no, the Horgon hunt is ended. What's up next? Scavenger hunt, is that coming up? Scavenger hunt is up.
The biathlon's next,
Oh.
then the scavenger.
I'm not going to do the biathlon on this tune. Matt says, my cold theme tune is going to have quite a time figuring out which kit to use. I'm currently rocking the Breen 4-piece set and every cold theme power I could find. Hey, Jason, anytime you want to share pics of what you're doing, I'd love to see it. So for those of you who haven't seen my shirt before, let's see if you can appreciate what my shirt looks like. This may look vaguely familiar to some of you.
Hey, that's the shirt from
It's the shirt from RISA.
the... Yeah? Nice.
Yep. Cryptic had the fabric made, and then they made a very limited run of the shirts just for the devs. And while I'm not a dev, my goal in life is to suck up to the devs. And lo and behold, I got myself a shirt. I don't think I've got anything more comfortable for this tune. I think this guy's in his Rizian outfit from last year. This is me. I'm wearing my only outfit. Great. I have to go get some clothes. But yeah, I thought I'd wear my RISA shirt. It's a little big, but hey, it's a RISA shirt. To enjoy RISA on the first day of RISA. Yay! Alright, so if I'm going to do a ground build, I just did another ground build on my main tune. So I'd probably put this on a tune I don't use as much. Or probably better yet, to put it on an account I don't use as much. Yes, but Jason, if you put it on before it's stuff worth showing, you can show it as you get better and better and better and better and better. It's always worth it. It's like people who work out and they take a picture on day 1, 2, 3, and there's not a lot of change till you go back and you look at day 1 and you watch it in the slow-mo over to the day it's at, and you realize you're making some progress. All right, I'm going to switch over to a tune who probably could use a better ground build. So let's go over and let's go to Spoimler, who's on the Carl Pla account, I believe. Nope, wrong password. Apparently it's still the wrong password. That's correct. Let's see, who needs more ground stuff, Carl Pla or Spoimler? I mean, I certainly have enough toys to buy them lots of stuff. I think Spoimler's down here for the first time and has nothing yet. No, I'm not going to spend money on... No. Are they crazy? Oh, I have to go to the bank first. Yes, that would help if I go get the stuff out of the bank. Or out of the... No, it's in the mail. That's right. It's in the mail. Come on. Honestly? Here. Take some stuff, lady. Take some of this stuff out of my inventory so I don't have to deal with it. There we go. Now I should have some room. There we go. All right. All right, so the first stuff he's ever getting here, do we want to get him the kit? Is that how we're going to start this for him?
Oh, you still have the "We'll be back" screen up.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, Rachel. So this is Spoimler. I know he needs clothes. He's basically in a winter outfit, and he's going to get toasty warm, but for the moment, is a kit a reasonable start for him?
Yeah.
Normally, the first thing I always buy them is a floater, because you can play almost every game with a floater. But we'll be here for a while. So, what am I looking for? What's it called?
The kit frame?
Yeah. There's the Rizian kit, but that's the old one. Is it the Andorian? No, that's last year's.
It's the Rizian
Terraformer. Okay. All right, we're going to buy you a toy here. I hope you appreciate this. There we go. And we'll add toys to it as you earn them, young man. Mom's not just going to give you stuff. You want stuff, you're going to have to earn it. Yes, Mom's on cam, yay! With my RISA shirt and my glass of wine. And I hope you like my backdrop here. I bring RISA with me. I figure I've got so many backdrops, we might as well start using them all. And cheers, yes. Okay, so while technically I told my boss I'm resigning today, and I technically have a brand new bottle of wine that's nice and chilled, and technically it's a hot night, I still have to be at work tomorrow, so I'm going to try not to do too much on the wine. Okay, so you were saying you wanted to do some ground? Is that what I understood?
I would like to, but hey, I'm gamed for nearly anything at the moment. I've already got, I've already got the event progress I need to do done.
Well, I have, unfortunately, 3 Lucari Advanced or Elite TFOs. That's not going to happen. And I also have Undine ships and Voth ships.
How many Lucari? 3?
3 Advanced or Elite on this tune. It's not happening.
No.
Nope. Nope. Just nope.
Yeah. I got 1 Lucari that I have to do, but it's one of those.
Which one?
The green one's the Lucari. The Universal and my.
I need to do the Universal.
For a limited time only.
Yeah.
Let me go grab.
My Red Endeavor is Borg ships.
Well, we're going to get that done real easy then. Let me jump over to the tune that still needs to do the Universal. If anybody else needs to do Conduit, let me know. And let's make a party out of it. Who is that one? I presume you're Federation, not KDF.
Oh, hi.
Hey,
Oh, howdy, howdy.
Mahatman.
Did you guys take a look at the new stuffs?
Not really. I got home, helped Id with setting up some cabling, and got myself done through the dailies, got a sandwich, and here I am.
Now I'll say this: the kit frame, the terraformer.
Mm-hmm.
I've yet to use it, but yeah, as I've said, with only one buff active, I'm at 755.
Yeah, the number crunching people have done on it
Mhm.
suggests that it is not inferior to the original RISA kit frame, but depending on what you're using,
Well, yeah.
one of them might be better than the other. But that's what makes this interesting, is because it's definitely a different option, and it's unlike the volcanology kit frame, which had a useless ability. This one has an ability that's useful.
There you go.
It still requires you to either use summer or winter kit modules,
Both,
though.
both. You can use both.
Well, I mean, if you're going to get all four elements, yeah, you
Yeah.
kind of need to use both. But you don't need to use all four elements to get a benefit out of it.
Yeah, I agree because I was using the microcloniton warhead, ball lightning, and the sandstorm, and I saw that my kit performance went from like 560 or somewhere around the mid 500s all the way up to the mid 600s. And then when I put but that let me have three of the different elements. When I put the fourth one on there, it jumped it all the way up to the 750.
Yeah, like that's the problem with this, though, is that getting all four elements is a challenge because there's very few examples to work with for earth and fire. Ugh. Like, I was looking at it for engineer, and it turns out that there's literally only one earth option that an engineer can use.
Actually, there's an now what about the sandstorm generator?
That's the only one because it's a universal.
Ah, okay. There's no engineer specific.
Well, like some of the well, that's just it though. Is that there's such a small number of fire and earth kit module.
But you have to
options.
assume they're going to add things to it as it goes along. And by the way, hi GSQ.
Yeah, presumably.
Yeah, I
like,
don't think they would have built this way if they hadn't planned to bring out some more stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's certainly modular enough that they could add stuff next year. The thing I find hilarious about this is that one of the most popular event kit modules fits into the air category.
Which one?
Ball lightning.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how they were going to classify it. The air makes sense. Does anybody else want to join us for infected?
Oh, I could do that, I suppose.
Okay.
Wait, is this infected ground or space?
Space.
Oh, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I like
We'll
ground more than space.
Yes, but space is the one that's the universal.
Oh, right. I already did that universal this morning.
Yeah, I know. But I had to do it
Anyway.
on 4 accounts, and it would not launch this morning. Just wouldn't.
Anyway, so what I was saying is, the 3 new kit modules that they added for this summer event are all here. They're all lightning-based kit modules. And lightning was something that was already well covered.
Yeah, but it's the easy, fun one to do.
Yeah.
Well, GSQ, at least you're here at the beginning of the summer event. I mean, it's not like you remembered 5 days from now or 10 days from now.
And that's the thing about that's kind of awkward to me, is that they have such a small number of earth and fire ones.
As I said, I think we're going to see those pop up with other things. Possibly not related to winter summer.
Ooh, here's a fun question for you. What's the only fire kit module that's universal?
I don't know.
Unless I missed my guess, and I can't verify this personally because they didn't add the tooltips into the PC version. The tooltips telling you which
you
kit
were mentioning
modules
this, yeah.
are only in the PlayStation version.
You were mentioning this earlier. Oh, sorry, Joshua, I didn't see your. Would you like a tank? Nah, we don't need a tank. This isn't that hard. Oh. Though apparently there's only 4 of us. Not that I'm too worried about it.
Yeah, it looked like the one guy was having connection issues and failed to connect.
Oh, what a surprise. GSQ wants to know how everyone spent. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a big deal. 4. I have been dealing with some issues, and I resolved them today. Permanently.
Uh-oh. Sounds painful.
No, I retired.
Oh, that kind of permanent.
It's the good kind. Well, technically I'm not retiring for quite a while, but I'm no longer gainfully employed after the end of this month.
Hey, time to try Cobalt Bomb the... Oh, wait, no, never mind. They already exploded.
I already did that.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, where are we?
We are, we're doing the Universal right now, just to get it out of the way. The old Universal. And then, I know Ground's your favorite thing, so we're just going to hang out on RISA all day. No, don't worry, we're not going to. Chris is not a RISA Ground
we
person.
should.
I love RISA. We're going to be down there a lot for the next 30 days. I think we can intersperse a little bit of Space Disaster, too.
I don't know if I'm gonna even do the event this year.
Oh, come on. All you have to do is log in for a few seconds a day, and you're done with it.
Hey, by the way, don't get too close to the board cube. I just tried Cobalt Bomb.
Oh, well, thank you. Now you tell me.
Hello.
That sounds like a Joshua.
Yep.
Howdy, howdy.
The reason why I disappeared this morning is because I had other things to do.
Well, how dare you? Where are your priorities?
My more important things is taking care of the kitty cats downstairs.
There's your boo-boos. Excuse me one
Gosh
second.
darn it, that was a good excuse.
It is a good excuse. No, you can stay in
It is
here.
a good excuse. And it's like Darkmom Consortium doing her dogs in the morning.
I thought I was far enough away from the board cube. Guess I was wrong.
I moved away.
Well, yeah, you left the map completely.
Well, that too, yes. But when you said move back, I'm like, oh, here I am doing the kiss the Borg cube thing. Did you get your Borg ships, by the way?
Yes, I did.
Good.
And stupid me, I forgot I had another Space One plasma damage.
Oh no, we're gonna have to
I
do more
forgot
space
that,
stuff.
Yeah, but
How
hey,
horrible!
How about we do a
Can I
high
get in on
onslaught?
that one?
I'm sending out invitations.
I'm in my tank, so we can do anything.
Like the entire reason why I'm still on this map is that I was waiting for the loot rolls to finish.
Oh.
Because everyone bailed on the map before people actually picked up the loot.
All yours. My inventory is my inventory.
and-
You should know my inventory by. Oh,
Don't
yes. Oh my God! I actually had space in the inventory, but it's clearly a R&D weekend because everything's going to give you 2 boxes for the price of
So I
one.
think they, without announcing, they launched an R&D weekend. I guess.
Also, the Starfleet Academy event is live.
Really?
So if
Oh
you
my
want
God.
to get murder Klingons, come to Starfleet Academy.
No, if I'm going to murder Klingons, I'll just stay on Rise and let them get drunk and have some fun.
Also, an option,
and just let them some more Romulan L. And just watch the hilarity.
anyways, so here are the
I'm gonna
Mark 15 gold stats for the new kit.
hang on one second there. You said you wanted Hive Onslaught.
Yeah, that is up to the group, of course.
Is
but
Hive
we can
Onslaught
do
good
anything.
for everybody?
Sure, whatever. Anyway, so this is me after I
Wee
We were
woo.
after
I just beamed up.
I re-engineered it. Thing is, the UV mod for this cannot be K-perf, so you might as well just throw one of the ultimate tech upgrades on it immediately after you re-engineer it to K-perf X2.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get something you actually want for the UV mod.
Hey, GSQ, they just launched the Murph pet today, the Rainbow Murph. So, no, you're not that far out of things. That's a today thing.
And yes, it does look exactly as horrifying as you probably imagined it to look.
Did you get one?
No.
Okay.
I did look at the picture and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, no. Mostly because I don't need any more pets. Thank you very much.
It looks enough like the Murph from the show that nope.
I want the pet of Moopsy. I think we need a Moopsy combat
You
pet.
need a Moopsy in the game.
We need a
definitely.
Moopsy in the game.
And we need it as a combat pet.
I agree.
And a normal pet.
Yeah.
I think we need all 3 types.
I mean, I wish it could be all at once. So it's docile on the normal map, on the social map, and then it attacks everything.
Oh, I guess Chris got a new ship.
Chris got a new ship.
I might have, yes. I
Just
confirm.
might have.
Been sporting Cretans ever since I got her, and I'm astonished how well she performs. She actually surpasses my expectations.
I'm genuinely surprised that this thing that I'm flying was an event ship and not a lockbox ship.
Which one are you flying?
The Malachi frigate.
Well, it was
Where the
back
hell?
in a different day.
Yeah, the Kulash.
Right. The bug.
Have
See,
fun,
that's
guys.
Part of what makes it so interesting, though, is the fact that it actually has the Alachi bridge.
Yep.
Why wouldn't it have it?
Because so many ships don't have a bridge other than a
it's
generic bridge.
Well, they kind of unlocked all the bridges anyway, so why not have it?
well, unlocked all bridges. It doesn't mean quite what people think it means, because like you can use any bridge on any ship, but only if you have that bridge attached to a ship you have active. So I don't have the Alachi bridge available for all of my characters because not all of my characters commissioned Kulash.
Right. I mean, that was my understanding, but yeah, in general.
I mean, I could use the Kulash bridge on a non-Alachi ship if I was to commission both of them on the same character.
Oh wow, no double cutscene for once.
For once. Don't say that too loud.
Yeah,
You know what's going to happen.
Too late.
We're gonna be at the killing queen scene, and then the cutscene pops in. I would not be surprised.
You blinked in the wrong direction. You know what that means. I wonder if I can. No. My Tricobalt device is not going to recharge before the queen dies. That's unfortunate. Oh well.
Ooh, sweet.
Clean
GSQ.
kill.
Well,
If you
she
haven't
didn't
done
like
all of
that
the kings
thread.
and queens, some are really long. The last one is fun and relatively short.
I actually got into Leviathan. It pops out of once in every blue moon, so it's really rare. I run into a group of people that I don't think they know what to do in this one, so they kept like flying behind me, and instead of like splitting and doing everything equally, we done everything in sequence, and I thought I'm gonna die. It took like 30 minutes or more to complete
jeez.
it. I was like, okay, I'm not queuing for that one in the next month or so. I'm sick of it already.
Hmm.
It was quite a
Be quite
experience.
honest with the one where you have to do the stupid shielding gimmick. If you simply rotate points, that actually gets you almost as good a result as having everyone just like sit in one location.
What do you mean shielding gimmick?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
That one where you're fighting the mirror Borg on top of the spatial distortion thingy.
Guillotine.
Yeah, guillotine. That one, having pugs that have no idea what they're doing is relatively easy to remedy simply by letting the pugs be murder hobos and then going to do something somewhere else.
Yeah,
That's fine.
it's a lot worse than the Leviathan, the one with V'ger.
I
The mirror
kind of like the
V'ger.
Leviathan. I actually like both of those.
I love
Leviathan
it,
and
but
Guillotine.
it's if you have a
You-
good team that knows what to do. I
Well,
had
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because like Leviathan uses that whole like rescue people gimmick.
Yeah, kind of.
Again, it's like if you have pugs that are being murder hobos, do something else.
Yeah, but once
Let-
you're
yeah,
in
let-
there, you're in there.
once you're in there, you get a cooldown, a penalty. Ooh.
No.
Could be-
When I say do something else, is that if the pugs are fighting the enemy,
Mhm.
go do the
Oh,
interact.
that kind of do something else. I'm thinking you're talking about go do a different mission. How do I not have a board on this tune?
But like
Well-
that's the a basic gist of it for me when I'm doing stuff like that. It's like, okay, what are the other players doing? Okay, what needs to be done that's not being done? Okay, well, I'm going to go do that now.
I,
Which, you know, isn't necessarily a given that it's going to work efficiently, but, you know, it'll at least get the mission completed.
So I'm devastated because Prodigy season 2 has not dropped in where I live.
oh no, you
Season
should
1
move.
Season 1 is still available on Sky Showtime,
Yes.
but there's no word on Season 2. There's like no announcement, and that service is terrible because they don't tell you what's leaving, what's coming in, what's new. They just disappeared Star Trek Voyager, DS9, TOS, and Enterprise, leaving TNG as the only, and Discovery and Strange New Worlds and Prodigy. So I'm like, I wanted to watch Voyager so I could prep for Prodigy season 2, and that's not happening anymore. So I'm devastated.
That-
Mar Hawkman and Graz, Jason would like to know, murder hobos?
It's an RPG term. It's what
Pretty
you have.
much you go around murdering everything in sight.
Yeah, basically, it's just like players who are here to kill everything that moves.
It's moving.
Yeah.
Go boom, boom,
They
boom.
see red, they fire. They don't think twice about that there are some other objectives. They will just fire on everything.
Yeah, it's
And,
like
and in certain TFOs, your actual objective is clickies.
Yeah.
The number of enemies you kill is irrelevant.
Because they will either spawn until like the time runs out or the mission is achieved. And sometimes, like with Leviathan, you can spend literally an hour in that mission. If people don't know what they're doing, they just shoot.
I mean, another example of that is that mission in Kronos Space.
Richard Greta.
Yes, because the fact that you can literally spend an hour blowing the crap out of Herald ships without
But
getting
that's
any
not your
mission
goal.
objectives done.
Yeah, that's not your goal. Yeah, well, there's not much you can do about that.
I
sadly.
do try to remind people, it's telling you what to do, read it and do what it tells you to do.
It's even telling you in audio because, like, the caretaker for the mission keeps yelling that the ships are doing this,
Do
close
this.
the gateways, blah blah.
Do this,
Yep.
gosh darn it, do this!
I think that's why the newer TFOs like Jupiter Iratus and other
Yeah.
telling you what to do because
Yeah, but I'm going to shoot that
people
guy.
have the attention span of like a pigeon, and they
Those
have
roofs
attention
aren't going to
span of
close
a pigeon,
themselves.
and it's just-
Shut up, Dude, I know they're not going to close themselves.
Well, that's being written under the assumption that the people playing it have never played it before.
Yeah, but at some
Yeah.
point we've played it before.
I know.
Don't worry though, it's very safe.
But there are people
Ah.
who like played it once 5 months ago and
Yeah.
they haven't played it since, so they will
Well,
forget.
that's their problem now, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Have you? Has anyone seen the new meta event that's coming directly after RISA?
I've
Say
seen
that
that
again?
there's an announcement. Yeah.
Days to Die.
What is that?
A good
They-
day to die.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you go to the event campaign list, you have all the ones that ended, and there's a coming soon with the Klingon emblem, and there's a
Ooh.
featured event, a good day to die, but
Good
it
thing
doesn't
that
specify the
volcano's
date or
not
anything.
active.
Oh,
it's just like coming.
I do see what you mean there. Yes. Ended. Featured event. Demon hunting.
Yeah,
Coming
that's the one we
soon.
just did.
Featured event. A good day to die.
Hi, Dread Knight.
Yeah, I'm wondering what it's gonna be. Are they going to
How you
run like
doing, Mom?
5-0 or?
No,
it
if
just-
it's Klingon, I'm going to put money on.
Starbase 1.
Maybe I'm thinking more on the one with the Ride of the Valkyries. Gosh darn, what's the name of that one?
Is a favorite
Ah,
spot for
yes, of
hikers.
course.
You
know-
The one where you're fighting in the non-atmosphere directly above a moon's surface.
What is that
Oh.
one called?
Honor.
Oh,
Hell with Honor.
the
Hell with Honor. I'm thinking that would be one of them. If they're
That,
gonna,
that would fit
Wait,
this.
what
Yeah.
is
it would fit it, yeah.
Best Circle.
Also that annoying one where you have to coordinate the team to split the team between two different
Best Circle.
objectives.
Three
when
Best
you
Served
have,
Cold, yeah.
have the two Klingon dreadnoughts in orbit of Cronus.
Best served cold. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
You mean one over.
Can I get a hint on what we're talking about? Because I have no clue.
Because we're trying
No,
to determine
no, we're
what's
going to
gonna
keep it
be
a
the new
secret from. Ooh, I
meta.
have one of those done too.
Coming soon, featured event, a good day to die.
Yeah, so you
It's
know,
the only-
That definitely sounds Klingon.
it definitely.
The
sounds
the
like
only
that.
thing we know about it is that it's a burning Klingon logo.
Hang on, let me pull it up
That,
here.
that means it's going to be House Smoke High.
Yep, pretty much.
Ugh.
And like that whole like
Looks fun.
Klingon Civil War thing with Jim Pak fighting Lorel.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to borrow from that for this meta event.
Well, they probably will throw in one of those episodes from the Klingon Civil War. One or two of the episodes.
Although there is the possibility that this
Okay,
will
I'm gonna
be
have
in
to
some
start-
way related to a new story thing.
You think it this soon?
I'm gonna have to stockpile on the Miracle Worker, or sorry, the infinite, what was it? The Infinity lock boxes.
Oh, don't worry,
I
you'll get plenty of them.
By the time
Because I want that Credence Miracle Worker Dreadnought.
by the time
You-
it's
you will. You will
a
want to.
by the
Yeah,
time
Chris
Addicted
got
to Die is up, I think it'll have been something like 3 months since the last
I
one.
hope you had a fun
Yeah,
time
but it's been
with
such a long break
everyone.
between the last one and this one. It was 6 months plus. Let's see.
The question is it limited to Federation, or can it be
No.
used on KDF?
No, everyone can get it if you have the. I think. I mean,
We-
you have to have the cross faction unlocked, but yeah,
How do
Chosen.
you unlock cross-faction on the Klingon side?
reach 65, level 65. I think.
Yeah, pretty much. Just
Oh,
have.
I've already got that.
Well,
well,
then you
yeah,
have it unlocked probably.
yeah, I mean, you.
You can check it by going to shipyard and seeing if you see Federation ships over there, because if they're showing that, or like Romulan ships,
attempt to
Federation
buy with the
ships.
dilithium
Don't go.
ships and see if you can buy a ship that is not KDF.
yeah.
So
Basically.
when's the Dreadnought Cruiser going into the boxes?
It's already in
gone.
there.
It's there. It went
Oh,
today.
it's already done? It started today.
Yeah,
okay.
start today.
Yeah, today was a major patch. There
Yeah,
are certain things
I'm
that got
testing
left
right
out
now.
of it that we know it should exist. Most notable is they haven't put in the elemental symbols on the kit modules to work with the new thing yet. But
That's
The
coming.
main thing I care about is that cruiser, Dreadnought Cruiser. I want that thing.
Well, let's see here. Do I have any keys left? I have 79 keys, and I have 314 infinity boxes. So maybe I'll go open some boxes a little bit later.
Oh wow! Hey Mom,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the new ship requisitions list.
Yes.
And you know how it normally does that thing where there's tick marks so you can scroll left and right and see how far left and
Yeah.
right it's scrolled?
Mm-hmm.
On my screen,
very good.
the tick marks are so small and tightly packed together, they turned into a single solid bar.
By the way, hi Chosen. Chosen says, waiting on Xbox to fix its outage problem. It's been
Oh
over
my
4
God.
hours.
It's been 4 hours. I'm losing my mind over it. I wanted to play some Dead by Daylight today, and I couldn't.
That's
log in.
why you're here.
Anything.
Oh, so
No,
that's an
no, I
Xbox
wouldn't be
problem,
playing right now.
not a Stowe problem.
No, it's an Xbox problem.
Okay,
I'm coming online now, Mom.
Alrighty.
the reason I was looking at the thing was I was looking to see if my Federation character that I'm currently logged in on can buy Klingon Bird of Prey. And yes,
Right.
yes, you can.
Take care, Jason. I look forward to seeing your stuff. And, you can come by just and say hi. We won't make you play the game. We'll just visit.
Oh,
Catch
wow. It actually will let me buy a Brattle for 0 Zen. Cool.
Ooh. Yeah, no, the
I-
Burrell? Yeah,
No, Brattle.
the Brattle. Oh, that's
It-
interesting.
Course, I don't know.
It's a tier 1 Z Store Klingon Bird of Prey variant.
Oh,
It's the one that has the enhanced induction coils console.
Oh, that's where I got that. Okay.
Yeah, it's a variant of the Burrell because the Burrell is a freebie ship. It's one of the ones that you can get for free by just leveling up. Baratul is an improved variant.
Let's see. I will build a peaked keep.
Oh, good. I do have some Infinity Lockbox. I just need keys.
excuse
I
me,
need
am I
more sand.
invisible?
Now I
Maybe.
wish I had 22 keys.
Why 22?
Because I have 22 lockboxes on this character.
I could give you more.
I have 746 currently.
Oh, on
Well,
this
the main-
account,
the
I
main
have
thing I need-
314.
The main thing I need are keys.
Yeah, that's the hard part. I was going to treat myself. We didn't have a key sale today, did we?
You
I
do.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
yes
you have.
and no, but
The-
there's like an entire store-wide sale.
Okay.
It's
yeah,
not
there's
announced, but
it's
it
a
is
25.
on
There's a
No, it is-
25% off on the keys.
It actually was kind of
Yay.
sort of announced, actually.
That's
Was
not-
it?
It's announced somewhere
It's-
somehow.
Oh,
with it
that's-
that way.
Pack of 10 is 840.
Yeah, but I was waiting for the key rings. There we go. The key ring.
There
Oh,
are
the key
key
rings
rings.
are there.
Yeah, they're there.
1685 for the key ring, and it includes an ultimate tech upgrade.
As
Oh,
usual.
I'm so close to being able to afford that.
I can almost afford it too, but you know what? I promised myself when I sucked it up to do what I did today that I was going to buy myself a
I'm
present.
only
I may get some.
187 Zen away.
That's not bad.
I'm currently stockpiling my Zen stipend to get one of the ship bundles.
I could.
Which one are you getting?
I don't know yet, but I currently have 4,762 Zen.
Don't know how much I have?
Hey, I have
Over
enough
9,000.
in my account. I can actually buy myself
14,200
Woo!
then.
Hey, I was right. It was over 9,000.
Yep.
Hey, Mom, I have just enough money this month to be able to afford some.
Oh, that's good.
Why not? Let's go. I gotta.
Oh, I'm standing next to Mom, and she
Make
doesn't
sure-
even acknowledge
Hey!
that I'm on ground.
I knew
Okay.
you were there.
Hey,
Right
get
there.
off there. Get
Hey, Joshua's currently moving towards me.
I was thinking about getting the new outfit. Hey, Graz.
Hey.
I see a Romulan Borg here.
Do I have any other
Romulan.
outfits here?
Or is it a Federation?
Nope. Federation.
There we go. Now I look very summery. All set to have
Yes,
some fun here.
I'm wearing a scarf, but if you look closely, it's the scarf with a Federation logo on it.
Oh, it's the one that I wear when I use the winter map.
Mhm. Yeah,
with
it's like the first group of scarves that has this logo on it. Yeah,
when's
this
that?
character's costume is actually really old.
Does anyone know when that 35% ship bundle sale is going to go on?
No,
because they don't tell us.
Yeah,
we
they
just
don't tell
wait.
anything.
I mean,
They
because
haven't
like,
even done a showcase of the new ship. I mean,
mean,
they did showcase the Dreadnought. That's the event ship, but they haven't shown anything. The
currently
video.
there's a whole lot of things in the store that are 25% off.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could purchase the 12th anniversary, but that is a waste of money when I know there's a 35% ship bundle sale.
Yeah, you just have to be
imminent.
patient and wait for it.
Yeah, because by then
Yeah.
I'll be able to purchase both of them at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not sure which bundle I'm going to get eventually. It's just I haven't,
They changed the sky here.
collected enough to have enough to make a decision.
So what bundle are you thinking again?
Honestly, the one that I really, really want most is the 10th anniversary bundle.
Oh, of course you do, because you're a smart person.
Who doesn't? But who
I
can
mean,
afford it?
the fact that they put Warship Voyager in it, that in and of itself made me want to have it. Obviously, not enough to have spent real money on it yet, but hey,
Yeah, I want it. I
But
just
it-
don't want to spend money on it.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
well-
a lot of cash.
is.
In my money, it's doubled, and I can't afford it. It's been out on discounts many times, and I haven't been able to afford it. It's like 1/4 or like 1/5 of my pay, and I'm not gonna pay that.
Yeah,
By the
no.
way,
No,
by the way, Mom,
that
Yes.
can happen.
I managed to max out the ship mastery for my Protostar and made it a tier 6 X2.
Nice.
I still don't understand why they made a Protostar a temporal ship. There's nothing indicating that this ship should be temporal.
It looks really cool now because I put the Romulan shield for the looks.
Some of those
On it.
logics are things that are just like shoehorning things in
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they need to give it a primary specialization. And so they ask themselves, okay, what isn't completely ridiculous?
Well, making Protostar temporal is ridiculous.
Actually,
Okay, so
isn't
which
the
one would
story-
you give it instead?
Maybe not a miracle worker, not a command.
But didn't it
Intel,
travel back in
maybe?
time?
I would put it more under the Intel bracket. than
Intel
a,
makes sense because it was like top notch, like almost like undercover ship. There was a prototype, and Intel does somewhat make a lot more sense than making it temporal.
The
Because
reason
they had no temporal incursions in the show. I don't know
Well-
about season 2, but they based it on season 1, so it
Chosen,
doesn't make sense.
the 20 ring key or Master Key Ring 20 pack is 1687 Zen.
Yeah, and I with the Zen that I just bought, I was able to actually buy 2 of those.
Nice.
Mom. So I've got plenty of keys to open some boxes for a good attempt at getting it.
Ooh, dance off in 10 minutes.
Oh, goody, a big moth flew through my window.
Where are you guys right now?
We're all over the place, mostly on RISA 17.
Ah, okay. I'm at Earth Space Dock.
You know there's a shortcut to RISA.
There it
They
is.
do something
What
with
do you
the
mean there
water
is?
texture.
Hey, talk to the Ryzen
I mean,
visitor.
that wouldn't surprise me.
I don't
I
know.
was on Ryza earlier, but
It
one
doesn't
thing
look
to
as
remember.
repetitive as it
It
used
does
to.
look nice, doesn't it?
It looks a lot better than I remember.
Yeah,
It was a very repetitive
no.
pattern, and now
That
You
is a
see
nice
that it-
texture.
Well,
it does look-
apparently, Mom,
Yes.
it's a
I
lot better.
have
Oh, I think you might.
168 lockboxes in my bank.
Oh, I
Wow.
guess you need 168 keys then.
Oh, if you want, I could give you more.
Lockboxes.
No,
I got a
Trust
few
me.
stashed.
I have
It's
a
a
character
Wolfie!
that has. I have a character that probably has
Oh,
about
I see,
half their
Holly.
bank full of boxes.
Hi, Wolfie.
I found a bug.
Well, that's not a surprise in this game.
Is it a Kelid?
No, it's involving the Terran overcoat that I'm currently wearing and the floater.
Oh, what happens?
I've heard some people-
Is this the thing where activating a floater makes whatever's in the back costume slot disappear? Because it's
No.
always.
The floater's not appearing.
Yeah, that's a thing that also sometimes happens because of the fact that the floater is acting as a costume override, and sometimes the game will be like, well, no, actually, you're not allowed to override this costume.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom, do you want to help me do some power leveling on my science officer?
Do I want to? No, I'm on RISA. Will I be willing to do that? Sure, not a problem. There's a difference in those two questions. KDF or Fed?
She's fed. I'm trying to get her up to 65.
What's she at?
43. She's at 43 right now.
Guys want to team up and do some patrols?
Sure.
Okie dokie. Given the firepower we got here, I don't need to switch accounts, so let me send you an invitation.
How big of a DPS are we talking here?
Not as much as you look at things and they annihilate.
Yeah. It's kind of a bad day for them type DPS.
Yeah, Mom's when
Bring
we,
a shuttle in your case.
Yeah,
when we did,
bring your shuttle. I want to see you go in with a shuttle. That'll be hilarious.
when we did a red alert with Mom, she complained that she didn't get a chance to hit it.
Yeah, no, I was having
It was
the
all
same problem.
dead.
I was there for that.
It was dead before I could do anything.
It was dead before I could even reach it. That was the sad part.
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
It's like,
Or
this,
either
it was the one instance where I was a murder hobo and warranted, and it just, pork chip,
Dead.
pew, pew. And it's like, and everyone's complaining, I didn't get a shot in. Sorry. Yeah, well.
Sorry, but
hey,
not sorry.
Yeah. Hey, there's been plenty of times where I went in and I didn't get a shot in at the final guy. So someone's out DPSing me.
Sounds fun.
And this is probably one of the instances I don't complain. In a few of those TFOs, I don't complain.
All right. Let us do a patrol.
which one and which difficulty?
First of all, since what level are you at?
43?
33.
Okay, let's go elite.
I am on my tank,
God.
so
So,
And-
what have you guys' thoughts on the new kit modules been?
Where
I
are
haven't seen any new kit modules.
I haven't played with them yet. Lieutenant Guns! This looks like a fun room. We try and make it fun. We like to shoot things and cause pain and death to our enemies. And how about ninth rule to start off?
Space traits.
Sure.
I get a new space trait. I gotta figure out which one I want to choose.
No. You want us to help you level. Go get your ship ready.
Okay.
And we can go put
ship
toys
is
on.
already.
Okay,
my
let's.
ship's already is ready.
Good.
It's-
Launch ninth rule elite.
right.
Alright, launching now.
I assume you're
Ninth rule?
Lieutenant Guns and not It Guns. So, it's always fun to tell the difference between lowercase L's and capital I's. But if you're It Guns,
Yeah.
that would be kind of cool too.
Said ninth rule.
I mean, when you look at the way that the Romans always did
Mom, you
eyes,
said ninth rule.
that
Ninth
they
rule.
had the little like bars on the top and bottom to make sure you knew.
Here
That-
comes my sparkly proto star.
Oh, it's
Anyway.
sparkly.
So the new RISA kit modules.
Yes.
Tactical Storm Strike.
Yes.
Obviously, it's a tactical module.
One would
It's
think.
actually a variation of that Iconian gravity trap module, except that it creates little electrical patches that
Oh.
chase your enemies.
Okay, the Iconian one, the one where you get the black little curtainy thing, it sucks you up. That thing.
Well, the little things that zip around and chase
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a reason I came down to this patrol, folks?
Uh,
Everything's
I don't
dead.
know.
Yeah, everything's dead.
And it's on Elite for
Yeah, I know. Well, it's on. It should be on
Q's
Elite. Yes.
sake.
I
This
managed
does
to
not
get
feel
one
like
hit.
Elite.
I managed to get one hit in before they all went.
Well, yeah, you need to get a few in since we're
didn't
trying to
change
level
to Elite?
you. Pardon?
Who didn't change to Elite?
It doesn't
I
feel.
can't. Mine's elite.
Okay.
Mine's elite.
I think it's the first
Same
one
here.
in who sets it. So if everybody was set to Elite, we're Elite. It's just we're Elite with Joshua and Graz and Chris. So
Let's
you
see.
know.
Where are you, Mom? Are you playing Chris?
No, Chris is
Dumb,
Chris. I'm.
Okay. Where
Oh,
are you?
I'm. Who am I on this one? Complicados.
Got it?
Oh, there is actually one.
I was trying to find you so that I could park my Protostar next to you so you can see it.
Oh,
the-
we can look after this.
This tactical storm strike thing has one major difference between it and that gravimetric traps ability.
Okay.
This being the fact that it's a knockback ability and not a disable ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I find to be a bit weird, because like it creates these little electrical patches that chase down your enemies, and then zap your enemies to knock them away.
I'm not in my mass murder boat. By the way.
I am in my I hate the Mokai boat. Hey, so Lieutenant Guns, I assume you play the game. I assume you're playing. Tell us about you and your team and your ships and how you like to play and all that good stuff. Because let's be honest, what's the one thing we all like to talk about the most? Us.
I see Chris in the new ship
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, Chris got it, of course.
I am highly curious just how much damage Tactical Storm Strike does, because of the fact that it lists it as doing 124 to 124 electrical damage per tick, but it
No.
only ticks once every 4
Yeah, that's
seconds.
annoying.
Yeah, I just
Spirals
got sent
are-
flying.
Yep.
I did not want to go. I liked sitting there.
Well, don't sit quite so close. Get out at 6 kilometers.
There is actually something you can do to prevent them from doing that.
Kill
It's
them before
just-
they can shoot you.
No. It's like
There's a
spit-
straight. Yeah, there's a straight.
spamming engineering team will actually do it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Technically, engineering team gives you a lockout, but the lockout window is shorter than the recharge time of engineering team.
Alright, there we go.
Activating it when you're being affected by viral impulse burst will cleanse viral impulse burst,
Right.
but after you already got rocketed across the map.
Yeah, by the time we reach
Oh.
that button.
Mom, I'm sitting over by.
Oh, sorry, I already left. My bad.
Okay, don't worry.
We'll do this again.
I'll be.
Let me know when
probably
you're
at
out
it.
of there so we know where you're at.
Well,
I'm gonna be at
you,
our
you,
space dock.
you got back to RISA just in time for the dance party.
That's okay. I will do many a dance party over the next 30 days.
So, the science one, Static Slam.
Mm-hmm.
It lists a rather laughably small amount of electrical damage as being done each second for 3 seconds. So a total of about 300 electrical damage. Yeah, that doesn't sound all that interesting. After 3 seconds, to foes within 30 meters of the target, 951 electrical damage.
Oh, that does sound like fun.
And a 40-meter knockback.
Oh my god, that's a big knockback.
That's a huge knockback. That's crazy.
Also, it stuns them for 13 seconds.
So, I need your opinion, Mom, on which one of these to get.
Okay.
Their new space traits.
Which ones?
So I've got Go Fast.
Go Fast is really good.
The old Razzle Dazzle.
Okay.
Whole lot of X's.
Wow, I don't know that one.
Let's see. Contained. Very personal.
Oh,
Go Fast will
Hull-
definitely make
hull
a
and-
significant difference
hull
if you're
and-
having issues with turn rate and flight speed.
Hull and shield heal when low on hull. So it gives you an auto hull heal. Which is kind of
Sounds
nice.
useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against all odds. Independent wingman.
Well, that one's cool.
Yeah, The first hangar pet launched gains massive bonuses permanently. If it
Yep.
is destroyed, the next launched hangar pet again attains
Yep.
the bonus instead, and so on.
Yep.
That one is kind of cool. Rogue scientist aboard. That sounds interesting. Oh, the pike maneuver. But that's only if you're using mines.
Yeah, that one is very limited.
Yeah,
Feel
does
the
that
weight of our presence.
Does
Wait.
that mine-specific one affect cluster torpedoes? Or is it only
No, it says when
think
deploying
so.
mine, pike maneuver grants a damage buff to mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
What else have
It's
you got?
only mines. Feel the weight of our presence.
That one's good.
Redundant antimatter containment.
That
Uh,
one.
Eh,
Symbiotic ice.
I'm not a fan of symbiotic ice, but
Situational.
very situational.
Courier weapons capacitor. At the start of combat, receive 12% crit chance for 10 seconds.
The start of the combat, you will
Yeah.
be long in that combat is very meh.
Timely
have, like-
exit.
If you need an edge at the beginning, but yeah.
Friends in unusual places.
That's the
that-
section 30. That's the section 31 trait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a pretty decent one.
Blue skies. Abundance of caution. There's a lot of them. I'm not even like halfway through the list.
What are you
This
looking
is
at?
Crazy. I got a Infinity Prize Pack personal trait space, and there's like a huge list.
Okay, hang on a second.
Do you have intelligent agent attaché?
Yeah, that one's on there.
Yeah. Do you have that one?
Not yet.
Okay, things that are in there that might be relevant really quick. Context is for kings.
Yep.
Hive
Very
defenses.
much.
What about SWAT systems?
It
What
depends on the
systems?
build.
If you have everything, like if you have more weapons at the fore,
okay.
at the front,
Yeah.
it's very good. Otherwise,
Okay.
Are you,
not for
Intelligent
broadside. That
intelligent attaché on a weapon critical strike restores 2% of captain ability recharge. So pretty much if you're critting a lot, any captain abilities will recharge faster.
what profession are you?
I'm a science.
Yeah, the science-specific ones are kind of, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So of those, I like context is for kings. I like feel the weight of our presence.
Terran targeting systems.
Pardon?
Terran targeting.
Is that on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones in the box. I'm looking. I got one of those boxes, so I have it up. Terran targeting systems gives you a plus 15 crit severity.
And then the room goes quiet.
Yes, I'm
Sorry,
looking through
I'm-
the list here of
Yeah,
things that-
so am I. Oh, repair crews sounds like it might be useful. While in combat, you gain a stacking bonus to all damage resistance and regeneration.
Just go with on a dead.
beam build or torp build or cannon build?
No, I'm going fire
No-
at will.
Okay, yes, but I assume that's beams then?
Beams, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I say beam, torp, cannon.
Sorry,
no.
beams is what I meant to say. Brain is not like keeping up with thoughts.
Kenneth has brain
Or
today.
mouth is not. Yeah, the brain
Yep.
not focusing.
There's a couple
properly.
of torp related ones. So, like I said,
I
I'm.
know it's not on the list, but I would highly recommend getting the Boimler effect.
Oh yeah, totally get the Boimler effect.
Yeah, but
If you can
that's
afford
a
it.
Lobby.
It's cheap.
Where's that on the list?
It's a Lobby ship, or it's a
That
Lobby
is a
thing.
Lobby one, but
Yeah,
I can
worth
get
it.
you that if you need.
Yeah, you can buy them on the exchange.
Good question. Since there's a 20% sale on Lobby,
Yes.
would you buy the battle console now or wait for a bigger sale?
Ooh, I think I want that automated routing. A chance to receive a shield heal when activating any breach officer ability.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's not bad.
That's situational.
Yeah, but that's whenever you're acting any breach officer. Doesn't matter if it's combat, engineer, science.
I suppose this is also something that triggers off of specialization powers and not just basic ones.
There's a
Some
10%
yes.
10% chance you'll activate a shield heal when activating any bridge officer ability.
Hey, we have been on for a little over an hour. Everybody good if I take a quick break? Translation, go get some more wine.
Or
Yeah, go ahead, Ma.
All right, I'll be right back, you guys.
It
You
gives
may
me a chance
continue
to
to
go
chat
through
amongst
all this.
yourselves. Great, I'll be right back.
It gives me a chance to look through this stuff. Let's see.
So, Mark, would you pick up the other battle console for the tank set?
Personal trait ground.
Okay, for the ground, you have the Kamarki set.
This is all the stuff from the Infinity things.
No. What I'm saying is, do you have the Kamarki set?
I don't think so. I'm literally like I'm going through stuff from the box.
Okay. The reason why I ask is, if you had the Kamarki set, and don't have Serenity, I would say get that or Hive Mind. Hive Mind would be good if, even if you have it on your tune, because if you upgrade your Brute Officers to Elite, you can put that on them, and you get the bonus. Welcome back, Mom.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, so I guess did you guys look at what the new engineering electrical kit module is for RISA?
No.
Nope.
But I will.
That's one of the ones that I personally find to be the most interesting. It's like the tactical one is like a weird knockback ability. The science one is a slightly delayed big hit of power. The engineer one seems to be a team buff that
Yeah.
is a ranged weapon offense booster.
Does plus 88.2 electrical damage, disables weapons for 16 seconds, and what is it? 50% less outgoing damage with weapons for 32.1 seconds. Is that what I'm reading?
I think it's a debuff that it applies to your enemies.
Okay, yeah, it's
damage.
poorly defined there because it does say to self and allies, and I don't think I want to play something that gives
well,
me less damage.
It's one of those things where it has like nested clauses. Like this is what it applies to you and your allies. What does this do? Well, it applies this to other people.
I'm just looking at the new obelisk.
Yeah, it's
weird thingy. It has detached elements, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, not kind of. I see that there's no connection to certain parts to the main hull.
Well, I mean, when you like really look closely at the original obelisk, it kind of sort of had the detached pieces aesthetic, even if it did technically have things connecting them.
Well, I mean, I'm just having a laugh because people tend to hate some 32nd century designs, whilst we had heralds that already had that.
Well, this has like the same ballpark of aesthetic as the heralds.
Yeah. Plus, it is like a technology that sort of derived from the Iconian race.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it's. I mean, I still want to know who made the tier 6 obelisk.
I
Was it,
mean, because like
engineered by Starfleet by the Alliance using Dyson technology.
yeah, I think that's like the logic behind it is that the Alliance is studying the designs that the Selene created however many decades ago, using Iconian tech or Iconian derived tech, because it's not even proper Iconian tech. It's
Yeah.
just with the Selene cobbled together using knowledge given to them by the Iconians.
Yeah.
And
I wish they would let us fly over the ship.
Yeah, you can't go too far.
No,
too
we can't.
close, shamefully.
It is a big ship.
there are several maps in the game where you can actually walk on parked or crashed ships.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sadly,
Like-
none of them are like modern ships.
Actually, there is one example I can think of that is, more or
Oh?
less, anyways. One of the edges of the Kobali war zone,
Yes.
there's a crashed Vadwar ship that you can walk on.
No, one of the FOD wars that we
Not
have
the
from-
one that's parked on top of the hillside. No, there's one that's crashed in the water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somewhere else.
I haven't been there for quite a while, so I didn't remember.
Well, it's
that.
ground. Of course, we don't expect you to go there.
They're allergic.
Dealing with another feature.
Please continue.
I'm running in on air.
Oh yeah, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
fun.
It's the part when the override of the costume change when you
No,
activate floater
No, no.
doesn't work.
No,
You
no,
disable the floater, but it's still enabled. But instead,
Yeah.
you're running, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one
yeah,
of
that's
those
what I
nice
meant.
things.
It's,
Yep,
it's a custom override that they mentioned earlier. Someone mentioned it.
that's one of the fun parts. If it wasn't for the bugs, sometimes it is fun.
Well, you either laugh at them or you create drama over them. I choose to laugh at them.
Yep. I mean, so you create drama. The only thing that happens is you get stressed out.
Yep.
See, Intercall
Well,
Dara
I'm
and
kinda-
River Grotto.
kind of annoyed that Xbox failed to fix that issue.
It's still
in
down?
so many hours. Well, let me refresh the status. Yeah, it's still down.
Jeez.
Oh, Mom, you're just
Started at 8
I am,
p.m.
right?
It's now.
Say again,
half past
Marhockman?
Oh wait, no, never mind. You're not doing the dance party right now.
No, I would have to be there.
Because like the dance party that I'm currently doing, a few dances ago, I stopped hearing the announcer talking. But
Yes.
when you look at the mission tracker, it's still showing it dances popping up, and I'm wondering if that means that I completed.
It does.
the
If you
mission.
can't hear it, you completed it.
So I'm not going to actually get any rewards if I stay here, unless
Nope.
maybe possibly it does the whole choo-choo dance thing.
Yeah, that would be no. You won't even get Choo Choo Dance
Mm.
at this point. Once you've once you've closed it out.
Also, for the choo-choo dance, having that trigger doesn't require
Interesting.
any action on your part, anyways.
Right. Yeah, you just have to be there.
I
But
got
if
some
you if
interesting
you're
kit-
out of it, then you're out of it.
Mom, I got some
Uh.
interesting kit modules.
Okay, what'd you get?
Cold Fusion Flash Mark X.
That's not bad.
That's one of the more expensive ones on the exchange. Those go for millions.
Psionic Assault Mark 10.
My neighbor's dog started barking.
I'm sure someone
RoboPup
uses
has a
it.
good question, and we have the Hawkman here with the answers. RoboPup says, "Hello all. Does anyone know what they're talking about with the elemental kit modules in the new kit frame?" Yes, we have a Hawkman.
Oh, yeah. I've talked to some people who compiled information off of Reddit, and one of the key things with this is that there's a feature that's missing from the PC build of the game that got included in the PlayStation version of the game. Is that one thing that you're supposed to be able to see on each of the summer and winter event modules is a marker identifying an elemental affinity. Earth, wind,
if you-
water, and fire.
Yeah. Okay. So if you hover over the modules, it will not show it to you.
Right.
But if you right click and go to more details, it will appear there.
Yeah, so
Really?
if you, yeah, here it is. So it's underneath here. This is an air elemental kit module. So what we were talking about earlier, RoboPup, is that they will be making some, we know, tied to the winter and summer events. Now, if they're going to make elementals tied throughout the year as they add more kits, that's a whole different thing. I'm guessing they will, but that's my guessing. That's not me knowing anything secret.
Yeah.
One
But
of the things that they did for a loading screen actually said that it's for winter and summer.
Okay.
so at the moment, winter and summer event kit modules are elemental.
Don't know if you can see it right here. But yes.
Oh, okay. So it's not an actual like symbol, but it says like tactical modules can be equipped by tactical careers.
Right.
This is a water elemental
Right,
kit module.
exactly. Hi, what's the hell?
Yeah, the way I remember is like on the console versions, there's an actual like symbol for that instead of just having a line of text there.
Maybe we'll get it.
But anyways, having the line of text there, it does at least, give you the ability to see it in the game, I guess.
Are you guys ready for another patrol? And Dread Knight, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okie dokie.
I'm just looking through boxes that I opened.
Well, are you guys up for
Yeah.
another patrol?
Sure.
Okay, let's
I am.
trouble over Tur. Let's keep it on elite. Does anybody need dreadnoughts?
I haven't unlocked endeavors yet. So I don't know.
Okay, well then you don't have them, so no worries. Here we go. Trouble over Tur elite.
Launching.
And if anyone needs help with RISA, you're in the right place. Mom's at home. Mom's on RISA.
Well, what's the hell? Like I said, is currently the way it's set up, it's only the winter and summer things. But winter has a whole lot of
Where are
ice
you?
things.
Ah, there you are. You're behind me to the left. Look how my protostar looks.
Robopup, if you are using all 4 elements in your build, then yes, it becomes ridiculously strong. The catch is that there's only a tiny handful of fire and earth elemental kits, and most of them aren't universal.
I
Man,
do
you
like,
went rogue.
however, that it applies to both the summer and the winter modules.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
something that they had to throw in there because otherwise they wouldn't have enough variety.
Right.
Well, because the Fakiri have these fire element chains, which are actually good.
Demons of air and darkness, that
Yes.
stuff,
Yeah, but you can find at least one.
The
Good.
Fakiri psionic illusion ones are actually air.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The chains of fire, yeah, obviously that one's fire, but it's also an engineer thingy.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the
my-
hell? How many did you sell for that?
If I was to guess,
Lol.
not a full stack.
Well, they were only going for
Um,
17 million for 1,000 earlier today.
Oh, okay then.
Rachel, do you need some favors?
I'm not even like. They're dying as they're just warping in. I'm barely being able to target them.
There's just debris warping in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
sorry,
you.
Not
How
sorry.
you doing, Frost?
I,
Oh,
I
wow,
just.
wow,
I
wow.
remember. I have to be able to get some. Get the XP.
Yeah.
Hey mom, it's up to 19,000.
That's still not a lot. In the good old days, when I was a young and beardy and I would save up our Lollinot favors from one year to the next.
Hey, what the hell? To my knowledge, I might be wrong about this, but to my knowledge, the floor's lava is currently the only universal fire.
Well, that was the
elemental.
thing you were asking earlier. I didn't know that was the answer. That was my guess. They probably will update that to include the element.
Well, Rachel, if you look at in the more details version, it does actually have a line of text in there somewhere towards the top of the text box, but it's not in the actual proper tooltip. Apparently, on console, they put these symbols for fire, water, air, and earth in the tooltips.
Interesting.
But
Hey,
we
they-
are not worthy of it.
Well, so what I understand is like they do the tooltips differently on console.
Yes, they do.
To condense information. So having the symbol instead of the line of text is shorter, I guess.
Yeah. Ye old seismic agitation.
Well, yes, what's the hell? Seismic agitation is one of a tiny handful of earth elemental abilities.
No, no. We have to add
Graviton
the,
spike is also one.
but we have to
somehow,
add the ye old.
I mean, it is quite old in terms of event kit modules, that's for sure. Like seriously, I that was actually something that my Foundry character used to use.
Hey, Lexers, I haven't been here in days. I managed to get myself a good case of Lyme disease. So I have just been wiped out.
Oh,
Yeah. You can still hear my voice is really bad. And if I want to do anything much more exciting than walking up or down the stairs, well, it's just not going to happen. Not
Want
that
puppy.
kind of Lyme, Lyme disease. Deer tick.
Aw, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. But here's the good side of it. I've been feeling sick for about 2 months. Went to the doctor. Doctor couldn't find anything wrong with my blood work, and we didn't put 2 and 2 together. And I've been getting sicker and sicker. So by Wednesday, I just had to go home and slept for 24 hours and was sick. Sick. Oh my God, please just let me lie in bed. Sick. And fortunately, all I have to do for caring for the dogs is feed them, but I had to go in and cut up their food and take a break on the floor for a while, cut up some more of their food and take another break, and then go back to bed for the next day and a half. And at that point, everything I'm listening to on YouTube is going, this show was so awful, you can give me back my money, but you can never give me my time back, and time is fleeting. Once time is gone, you'll never regain. I mean, just things out of the blue, all related to time. So I resigned today. Yep.
That's unfortunate, but hey.
No, it's not unfortunate. I've needed the kick in the
I mean,
pants to do it.
For those people, anyways.
Oh, at work?
yeah.
Oh,
your
no.
work
I'm going to work with them to make a good transition and to help them out on the weird stuff that I'm the only one who does it. Like, I mean, yeah, okay, I write cybersecurity protocol documents. That doesn't appear on too many admins' resumes.
Well,
But
that's actually one of those things that I learned years ago is that a lot of places to work, the actual job you do is something that just doesn't appear in job listings because of the fact that it's something that's super specific to the location.
Yeah. But more than that, it's also... So I went in to interview with this company 4 years ago, and they're like, okay, we're looking for an accountant. Okay, I can do accounting. I've done it here 20 years, blah, 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 blah. We're looking for an admin. No problem. I've been an admin 20 years, 25 years. Here's my technical skills, blah, 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 blah. And we're looking for somebody who maybe has some writing skills. Reach in the briefcase. I wrote this book. Oh.
Yeah, you're overqualified. We can't hire you.
Yeah, it kind of is. Okay, so Lexers, I am resigning. I don't want to retire early because that does affect not my taxes, but it affects my ability to make any money.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's like if you're retired, you're not allowed to do certain jobs or something.
Well, you can
something
only
or
make
other.
up to 30% of your previous income if you're getting Social Security. Anything above that, you have to start reducing your Social Security awards. But if you wait till maximum retirement, which is like 66 and 10 months for me, or age 70, I think is the other group, you can get as much money as you want to and take all your Social Security.
Someone was saying something about the Lucari earlier, I think.
Lucari.
Please
Lucari.
continue.
Sorry.
About a ship or something I should get.
No. Was anyone saying that you should get a Lucari ship? There's not that many of them. It's an event ship anyway, I think.
I don't remember what conversation you're talking about. Please.
It was earlier. I don't remember. I thought I saw someone mention.
Lucari TFO?
No. I was looking at stuff for like the space trace, and someone mentioned something about a ship or something that I should get.
Okay, that's a weird look. I kind of like it though. Okay, you know the Lucari colony costume looks like you're wearing plastic. Well, the Lucari normally wear like gray or purple colors. Well, I'm looking at someone at DS9 who's wearing it and colored the whole thing white.
Yeah.
But you know how it has that weird like glowing thing on the front that's
Yes.
their badge thingy that's like some weird streak of something? Yeah, that they colored bright red. Very interesting look. I'll probably post it in Discord later. Yeah, I'm cycling characters because I'm trying to figure out which of my characters I left my low-buy on.
Need to ask a quick question, if you don't mind.
Bratwurst Land? What's the hell? You're from Wisconsin? Sorry.
You know the Buttle console from the Lobby store? Is it
Yes.
worth getting?
Which one?
The Buttle Sentry Coordinated Matrix?
If you have the rest of the stuff
Yeah.
that creates a set, it's definitely worth it.
When I hear Bratwurst Land, I think Deutschland.
I'm wondering if that's what you mean. What's the hell? Yeah, Bratwurst Land could either be Sheboygan, Wisconsin, or it could be Germany. Not that either one's bad. But over here in Bratwurst Land, if you retire, you can unretire yourself if you didn't retire for medical reasons. Even if you did, if your new work isn't medically relevant to your reasons for retiring, you can always do that anyway. I don't know if you can do that here. I think once you, depending on the age.
I guess every country has their own rules.
Yeah,
what you
absolutely
said, it described how you have to like, how the retirement differs between like just simply quitting. It sounds so foreign and alien and complicated compared to what we have
I
here.
just left my job. Actually, that's not even true. I'm going to work with them as a consultant on an outsourced basis for some of the weird stuff.
Sauerkraut golem. I mean, see, the thing that Americans don't understand about sauerkraut is that Germans have so many different versions of sauerkraut that
And
are
isn't it a wonderful world?
really good.
Okay, yes, thank you. Yes, indeed. I worked for a German company, actually two German companies for like 15 years in total, and I got to go over to Germany a lot. And my sister lives over there, so it's just like, yes, sauerkraut isn't a thing; it's a bunch of things, and they're all wonderful.
If you want some like amazingly good sauerkraut, go to a German restaurant and get a Jagerschnitzel with a sauerkraut side dish.
Yeah, there's a really good German pastry shop here, but all the old German guys go there and sit around and eat sausages on rye bread with either red cabbage or sauerkraut. And I'm going to tell you, red cabbage is amazing.
Okay, I'm going to pick it up then, the console.
Okay. Have you got the rest of the toys?
I don't need the torpedo, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because that's a...
Well, the prog and the full set is still worth it, I'm just saying.
So, Lexers, you can retire before you're 55 here, but you don't get as much money. And you have restrictions on your income. But for some people, it's like my husband retired at 60, 62, something like that, at a reduced rate. But he had an inheritance, so he had that coming in, and I was still working full time. Perfect. And he got better insurance through the government than he got through the company I was working for. Perfect.
So you'd suggest me picking up both the torpedo and the console then?
Well, I personally have the full set, and when you have all those three things, they do proc really nicely. And if you want a full anti-proton build with the barrel beams, I think it's worth to have all the stuff.
Yeah, because I already have 5 ball or beam arrays and both of the ball omnis already.
Yeah.
So picking up the
the
ball.
console and the torp.
Yeah. Okay. Boom. That's console port. And the torpedo. And I'll just absolutely max it out already.
Let me know when you're ready for another round. How are you doing on your leveling there, Dread Knight?
I haven't even leveled yet.
You haven't leveled from
Did you
23?
patrols on elite?
Nope.
Okay.
How is he not leveling?
I'm getting reduced experience for some reason, I think.
Oh, I think I know why.
Because there's so many of us?
Mm-hmm.
Are you level matching?
I should be.
Well, make sure you are, because sometimes that unsets.
If you're not level matching, experience gain gets wonky.
Oh, yeah, remember that.
Okay,
I was doing that with a fleet
It should
mate.
now be set to match the leader's level.
Okay.
Let's try it one more time.
Alrighty. Let's see what we got here.
9th roll again?
We could do 9th roll, but we could do our Wanted Argala, or we could do...
Rescue and search?
Rescue and Search. Let's do Rescue and Search.
I like that one.
Yep. Rescue and
Launching?
Search. Launching.
On elite.
Yeah, so Rachel, while I'm lying in bed listening to YouTube going, time's wasting, I'm also hearing, oh, we're going to go off to California. And I'm thinking, I could throw the dogs in the car and we could go to California. Except I have to go to work.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Don't forget to bring an LTS veteran with me. Like, LTS?
Oh, damn it. I keep forgetting to fly my new base trains. God damn it.
Language?
Oh, sorry. Gosh darn it.
God dang it.
We did it. Sensors are clear for the moment. Klingon vessels are warping into your position.
Oh, lifetime subscriber. I was trying to put the L in there. Lifetime I got. I'm thinking, what's the S?
For a tank, she is pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
The reason why I'm currently cycling characters, I'm trying to figure out where my low-buy went.
Still haven't found it?
I pulled I normally keep all of my low-buy in my account bank.
Yeah.
I pulled it out to look at something in the store.
Yeah, I did that too. I got to remember where I put it.
And I don't remember which character currently has the low-buy.
Oopsie. Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Careful, guys. Don't get too close to these Klingons, or they will put the viral burst and you'll be flying off the map.
Or we just kill them all really fast. As I go flying
No,
off the
they
map.
keep on spawning. There's a big bunch.
I'll just stand out
And
here at
that,
7 kilometers.
Bleep, 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 bleep. Bleep, bleep.
Ooh. LTS subscribers
Is
get
it
5%
okay to-
XP boost. Indeed, what's the hell? The Credence does need to be the Clearwater Revival.
Clear water revival? What do you
Yes. There's a rock band from the 70s called Credence Clearwater Revival.
mean? Oh.
Oh, I love that band.
Do, 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 looking out my back door.
Yes.
Tambourines and
Music.
elephants. Not playing in the band.
They were before my time, but I'll say this.
You still know them.
Sorry,
Everybody knows them.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry, hey, good
Apparently,
music.
not everybody.
It's not necessarily
It's a group that you definitely need to at least look into.
It's not necessarily a group that you enjoyed, but a group that is
Oh
permanently
no, I
stuck in your
love
mind.
Credence.
Oh, I know. I always just it's one of those things you don't really forget whether you want to or not.
Yeah. Fortunate
well.
Son. What was the lead singer's name? He went solo afterwards and had a really good record. He sang Center Field. And of course, my brain is immediately going to Three Dog Night, not to Creedence Clearwater. Come on, folks. What else besides Fortunate Son? John Fogert. Thank you, Robopup.
It's not one of those groups I ever, attempted to remember.
You're younger than I am.
Stu Cook,
John Fogerty. Not John Fogert. John Fogerty.
Doug Clifton, Tom Fogerty, Stu Cook.
Well, if you're looking up his IMDb of music, what else did Creedence Clearwater sing?
Down on the corner, or
Down on the corner, yeah.
I mean, I that song is permanently stuck in my mind.
Yes,
I just
it
don't
is.
remember who sang it.
Creedence Clearwater. All right, what else have we got from Creedence here?
Who will stop the rain?
Who will stop the rain? Yeah. Fortunate Son, Green River, Born on the Bayou, Have You Ever Seen the Rain, Looking Out My Back Door, Bad Moon Rising, Up Around the Bend, Proud Mary, if you remember their version of it, Run Through the Jungle, Midnight
Susie
Special.
Q.
Susie Q, I forgot about that one. I put a spell on you. Not the
Green
best
River?
version. Yeah, Green River. And then as
I just noticed something. They stopped doing the Q flash when you do the event transwarp to RISA.
Well, it's not a Q thing.
Yeah, I know. Never really made sense to have the Q flash in it in the first place. But it actually used to have the Q flash in it.
Wow, he did a lot of them. Cosmos Factory is the one I know I've got downstairs. What about... Come on. Centerfield, there it is. Old Man Down the Road. Big Train from Memphis. Let me see what else. And obviously Centerfield. So there's like 4 big songs off that album. Way back in the day. It's in the late 90s. But if you watch most not softball, baseball games, a lot of them use that. Robopup, excellent work. Depending on how fast I can change, I can usually do 4 to 5.
Oh.
But in the olden days, I used to be able to do 6.
Well, I mean, if you have high quality floaters, that changes things.
It's sometimes the floaters, more often than not, it's the transfer time. You know how it can bog down doing that?
Oh, yeah. But, because having a fast floater means higher movement speed, blah blah blah.
Yep. But I find with the higher speed that unless you're really good at stopping on target, what I have to wind up doing a lot is come up here, see where I'm going to go, drop and run. And run up to it.
You know something? I'm pretty good at doing that.
1990s is 30 years ago. Yeah, I know. What's the hell?
I don't want to listen to this.
You don't want to listen to it?
I mean, I don't want to listen to the fact that this 90s is 30 years ago. Like, excuse me.
Yeah. Yep, I
Like,
feel really old.
I talked today. I was in a pet store, was just picking up some snacks for my fluffer with him at my side, and there was a lady coming in, and she was asking about some fancy things for a rabbit, and I remember having a guinea pig. And when I counted, it was literally 31 years ago, and I'm like, excuse me, how many years ago?
Yeah.
And I have memories from 30 years ago. Like, excuse me, like what? No, I refuse to accept that.
What this means is that you failed to die of old age yet. So
no, it's not. It's just like it's. My mind cannot calculate the fact that it's actually 30 years. That's the thing. It's not. I don't really care about like age. Is just we make how we feel at the age.
Can you guys keep talking for a minute?
Yeah.
There may be a
Lexus,
problem.
Try refreshing the browser.
Talking for a minute?
Yeah.
There may be a problem. Nope, we're good. It is on your side there, Lexers.
Or nor. Well, you do have the icon that you're muted. So you're like watching without audio. That's what it shows against your name.
Interesting.
Yep.
So,
The blessed F5. All hail the F5.
The old fixer-upper.
Yep. I was doing something and it was going wrong at work, and I'm dealing with one of my less techie coworkers. It's like, you're roboting. F5, please. And I was like, what do you mean I'm roboting, and what's F5?
Oh my god.
To be quite honest, not knowing what F5 is a bit odd, because
these are engineers.
That's an old computer.
These are old
it's
engineers.
Not a new computer thing.
These are old engineers. We know these things, guys. You should know these.
I'm working in IT support, and this week, yesterday, I had client who is a tech support for their own client, and like they had some error in their system in our system that we are servicing for them, and that error indicated that there were some files missing in the folder, and like they had backup and they had it in a folder restored from backup, and the first logical thing for me would be to like, well then put it at the original location from the backup.
Yeah.
Right, it's logical. Then the system will look for those files again in that directory and will find them. Right? It seems logical.
Yes.
They haven't even considered trying that.
See,
they had to create a Volta support ticket. They haven't even tried, and I'm like, okay.
There's a core concept here that you're failing to consider, and that's the fact that they need to know where the file system stores things in the first place.
The error literally states where it's looking for the data.
Yes,
it's gone
but
missing,
you're assuming
but they had to restore it from the backup. They manage their own database. They have their own backup, which they restored to a folder in a separate folder, right in the directory above. So they could just put the stuff that they restored into the folder where the error indicated that the files are missing in, and it would have been fixed. But they had to create a full support ticket and even escalate it because it was so urgent. I'm like,
that's how things should work.
Yeah. But Chris, if that's how things actually did work, you and I would both be out of jobs sometimes. Today's a great example. Yeah. My boss is like, this doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. Because I want translation. He wants it to fill up an entire page. Okay, did you do this? No. Try this. No. Here, you do it. And I'm like, then he goes, what am I going to do when you leave? I'm like, learn to do it yourself.
Well, I'm terrified for you, but I'm rooting for you. Well,
For a
you know.
limited time only.
Hey, it's nice to be appreciated.
Sure, but
Sometimes it's
sometimes
terrifying
like,
to be appreciated.
I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
terrified how
really.
some people just function in the world without knowing some of the like
Oh, yeah.
really basic stuff. Like I
Well,
used
that's
to.
actually one of those things that I personally came to realize a long time ago is that no one is omnicompetent, and
Oh yeah.
there's always that one thing that you
That's true.
personally find to be super easy and don't even think twice about it, that other people just don't get.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
My
then,
usual
you know,
reaction when somebody shows me something like that is facepalm.
Facepalm is the ultimate reaction.
Robopup
goody.
says quite correctly, just because someone is an engineer doesn't mean they understand computers. Robopup, they sit at a computer. Each of them sits at a computer, and 3 of them program, are PLC engineers.
They have to have some basic knowledge if they are programmers. Like,
You
how
would
did they
think.
go through the education to do that? Like, excuse me?
Okay, you gotta give them some credit here.
Yeah.
As a programmer myself,
Mm-hmm.
programming and what they're typically doing, and programming what's in C# and all the stuff that's done in Windows and the things that you and I, well, most people know, just isn't in their retinue because they never use it.
That's exactly it. That is exactly it. So when my boss is like, "Can you make this thing look right?" Yeah, I know what to do. You know, change some row heights, blah 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 blah, and I can make it look right. But please don't ask me to go in and figure out what the heck they're really doing. Like, I have no idea how to make a CF TEDS. And they're like, yeah, we can do that. It's just this, this, and this, and nobody's ever built one, but we can. Okay.
I used to write routing algorithms for particular backup automations. And those are definitely not written in C++. I mean, Perl in its own is might as well be a completely different world as just a different language because nobody uses it anymore.
Oh, have you tried Python?
Python is, if you don't know what you're doing, use Python. There are so many workarounds. You can get so many people to do the work for you. There's nothing original about the programming. I know Python. If you don't know Python, you shouldn't be at a computer to begin with. Or everybody knows Python. I mean, if anybody's ever played a video game, they know something about Python. They might not know it's Python, but they definitely know it. It's so incredibly simple.
See, like the programming language I actually have the most experience with is QBasic.
Mom.
Yes.
I'm still barely getting XP, but I did level up finally.
So you're up to what, 24?
44.
44. Oh, well, okay. That's something.
It was 43 when he said that he needs help with that.
I gained 1 level essentially.
That's weird.
After
like,
all
why is
3
it?
of those.
Why is it going that slowly?
Do you have any boosts running? Have you got any XP boosts?
I don't think I have.
That always helps. Lexers asks, also, what's the difference between an engineer and a technician? Please tell me there's a good punchline to this.
No.
Please.
Is it a joke or an actual question?
I don't know. I'm going to guess since it's in quotations. It's a joke. Okay, I'm ready for it. Lexers, hit me. What's the difference between an engineer and a technician?
I'm scared of the answer. Just hit it. The impatience is gonna kill me.
Remember to put your response in the form of a question. We may never know.
The anticipations can then like send me to a hospital.
Carly Simon. The technician's machine always works and he never knows why. The engineer's machine never works, but he always knows why. That's actually amazingly accurate.
That is very good.
It is. It's not a joke. It's insight, my dude. That is insight.
That is actually one of those observations that has been made about mechanics, is that you want a vehicle that has adequate maintenance, not necessarily what's considered by the book to be perfect maintenance, but maintenance where it is guaranteed to work every day, all day. Get a vehicle that's been maintained by an actual mechanic. Because an actual mechanic, they know what's important. They don't waste their time on things. So it'll look beat up, but actually work.
Yeah.
Versus a vehicle that looks pretty but doesn't turn over.
Yeah, I'm gonna say most of our engineers drive POS cars that work fine, work beautifully.
Well, here's one for you. An example from Russia, a ship that was built before World War I that is still sailing the Black Sea. This thing called the Kommuna that has been rebuilt so many times over the years that it's might as well be a new ship from what it was originally built to be. Well, what's the Kommuna's mission?
Don't know.
It's basically a ship for maintenance personnel.
Mom?
Yes?
How's the micro dark matter anomaly device?
Not my favorite.
Quickly, dig it up and bring it back to me.
I got a choice here of console.
Between which ones?
So there was that one. I've got the charged positron matrix bomb, the parasite ice containment vessel, directed dilithium resonance destabilizer.
Okay.
Temporal anomaly projector.
I happen to love the temporal anomaly projector, but keep going.
Yeah.
The cutting tractor beam.
Oh. Is space or ground?
Space
console.
Okay. What else have you got?
Retrofitted assimilator.
Cross-faction console box.
Yep.
Well, the retrofitted assimilator will basically give you, if you defeat a ship that you'll hit with it, it will become a Borg that will be a pet, but don't know if you like that.
It is much fun. I will give you that one.
It is fun.
It is very fun.
It's fun. But will the pet fight?
What's the hell calls it? The mandatory friendship torpedo.
It is a Borg ship that will attack your enemy, so it is a pretty fun thing.
It could help you.
Like your enemy. Yeah, it can.
What are your other options?
Okay, so there's the hull image refractor.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So don't even bother going on.
Nope.
Just get
hull
going.
image refractors. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I find that to be absolutely essential on my ships.
Well, one of the most interesting stories about the Kommuna, though, is what I was trying to get to, was it actually got bombed in World War II in one of the German bombing raids.
Yeah.
And damaged so badly that if not for the fact that it had a crew of engineers stationed inside it, it would have sunk.
Sounds like most engineers, yeah. Let's see what we've got here. Huge difference
the crew of the ship just patches it back together, and it goes on like...
Well, the thing about Russian engineers is that because they've constantly been out of everything,
yeah,
they've learned how to improvise to a level that they can literally make a paper bag float for like whatever. Like they can literally make stuff.
You remember?
It will look like it's made out of chewing gum and
yeah.
duct tape, and it will still function.
What was that movie? Armageddon, and they get up to the space station, and the Russian engineer's the only one up there, and he's like, "You stand back, I can do this," and just pulling things out and putting stuff together, and made something that worked.
Yeah, and like Mir, the Russian space station that was so much longer than it was supposed to be up in space. It had fungus. It had so much stuff that ISS couldn't even allow to happen. But they had it functioning for so long because whoever was up there, they always had to have the skills, and they always they were very much on the improvising side.
As Changadu points out, Apollo 13, when they had to make the oxygen machine out of random stuff they had lying around the cabin. Yeah, really good point.
Like, besides, if you look at who is actually currently supplying the ISS, is the Russians.
Yep.
And they're
That's
all
a combination of a whole bunch of people. It's not just the Russians anymore.
Well,
yeah,
aren't they?
but they are the ones who are flying the rockets, and those are their rockets. No one
SpaceX isn't
else's.
going up there, is
There
are
is
they?
this company called SpaceX.
Are
that's
they
been
going up to
doing it
the
now for
ISS?
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
Have they been supplying ISS?
they're regularly documenting.
Sweet.
I mean, Boeing is
Well-
trying to do it, but they've failed every time they tried so far.
So
Well, ISS is currently scheduled for decommissioning until 2030, so...
yeah,
that's gonna come
I
up.
was just starting at the job I'm at for the next 3 weeks, and one day I get a phone call and I'm looking at the phone that's coming in, and of course it's got the sender's name there, and it's SpaceX. I'm like, somebody's really spoofing us. It was
Okay.
SpaceX. Because they were thinking about how do we decontaminate stuff when we get to Mars. It's an issue. How do you decontaminate stuff when you get to Mars?
I still think we shouldn't even consider going to Mars because of the profitability of a mission to Mars.
I mean,
Still
that's
on an error margin, really. This is a desolate
I'd-
place which
I'd
is
still
unshielded,
go. I'd still go.
bombarded with radiation to a
Yeah,
level that
we can
will be
figure it out.
difficult.
Hey, Mom, it's like we actually have some connection to that very conversation.
Yes.
When we were in
indeed.
Vegas,
Yes.
the people right next to us was
Yes.
one of the founders of SpaceX and wrote the
Yes.
book, The Case for Mars.
Yep.
He is very interested in going to Mars.
Yeah.
And this is the guy that literally developed the way to get there.
Getting there's only half the battle. Surviving there is a big issue.
It's
And-
much easier than it is here.
Well, okay, so our equipment is great in theory, but because of the extremely low pressure, we cannot drive up the temperatures in a decontamination unit to the temps it would have to work at. It's not possible without finding a way to create a pressurized unit in which to put this machine, which is, well, for them it'd be the size of my house. And gosh darn, that preventive maintenance is going to be a bear.
If anything breaks,
another
yeah,
thing
you're
with
screwed.
Mars is the whole thing of like, oh no, we have no spare parts, and we'll never have spare parts because we're on the wrong side of the solar system.
At the long end, it's a 10-month journey. On the short end, it's a 6-month journey.
Hey, we have
So
problems
it's
sending
not-
somebody
it's
to
not-
Hawaii.
We'll never get there.
There's
When I say never get there, I mean that you'll die before you get the spare parts.
That's why you send the spare parts in advance. Spare parts
Yeah,
go
yeah.
with the equipment.
How do you know which ones you're gonna need?
We
You
actu-
send all
okay.
the spare parts.
It's actually part of the equation in coming up with the original thing. Since this is equipment we manufacture, we know what you're going to need for a spare part. The things that are replaceable, the things that break down with time. And it's just built into the equation. So let's say I've got a sheet of 280 parts that we're going to need to build everything. And then next to that is another sheet of 145 parts that are considered to be mandatory spare parts. And that's the parts. You also need to have the equipment to fix the spare parts. But it's what we do, so we know our stuff. I'm going to assume
But-
every other company knows their stuff that well.
But part of the whole Mars thing though is when like, oh no, I tripped over that box of something that we haven't used before. I hope I didn't accidentally break it.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And of course, there's always the whole thing of it's like all sorts of unexpected things go wrong, and then oh no, our spare parts are also broken. Yeah.
There's
The
also
spares
a
are the spares
biological
reason.
problem. We don't have the sufficient shielding for the radiation that's hitting Mars, and
Right.
it's gonna destroy kidneys.
So you're going to
within
have to
months.
look at some way to do remote operations to create underground bunkers that you can
Yeah.
live in while you figure out the rest
They
of
would-
it.
They would need to have some sort of machinery that's gonna build up a shelter inside.
Okay, I'll explain it to you this way. The radiation that you receive while standing on the surface of Mars is less intense than the radiation you get while in an orbital module orbiting Mars.
This
it's
is
still
true,
gonna be
but it's
something that will dysregulate your kidneys.
yeah, it's gonna.
Like
It's the
Yes, it
duration.
is.
Martian, if
It's something that you need to be protected from, yes, but it's something that it's the same problem that people solve when building orbital modules.
Yeah, except you
That's
can't
why
walk
the Artemis
orbital
program
modules.
exists.
So.
I mean, this is where we have the whole domed habitat concept. You know, you need something that blocks out the radiation on like the upper level of the habitat, and then you're good as long as you're underneath the umbrella kind of logic. You know.
So Robopup says they could take the equipment to print new parts. Yeah, you cannot print these parts. Because of
there's a level of precision there, and to be quite honest, the fabrication machinery taking it to Mars is the sort of thing that I would expect people to do as part of establishing a permanent colony. Short term, not so much, but long term, yes.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Because like that's the biggest thing with Mars, and one of the things that people did the initial conceptual work for is figuring out how to live on Mars without continually importing everything. It's like it's if you need to ship food from Earth to Mars, it's kind of hard to live on Mars.
So getting back to water textures, you know where it's really obvious this is a new water texture is in the cave.
Oh, I didn't look inside.
Remember they had the weird texture? Now, when we go to meet Pavel in here, because Pavel was just hiding here. Pavel, oh, that's just a vacationer. Excuse me, it looked like Pavel. It does that milky white thing, but as soon as you come out of there, it goes back to a really nice water texture. Versus the kind of weird geometric.
Son of a monkey.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's frustrating.
But Lexer's hydroponics and aeroponics, yes, that's what you're going to do, but it takes time.
Also, one thing people keep failing to consider when they're like, oh, you can just do hydroponics, they need to consider the fact that, one, you have growth cycles to consider. Two, what's the volume you need?
Plus, the soil on Mars has no minerals valuable to plant, so you have to
no.
We don't know that.
Apply that.
We actually have enough information about Martian soil that we know that we could actually culture it to make a proper soil. However, that's take a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because
So
Martian
the movie
soil
Martian isn't exactly very realistic in that regard.
Martian soil is what you would expect if you were to take random sand and try to grow plants in it. Random sand, most plants are going to be like, no thank you. That's not actual dirt. But, certain plants are able to kind of grow in it because
well, the sand is a medium. You still have to have something that's going to provide nutrition.
Sand is just quartz, and proper soil has remains of stuff.
Right. So that's why you're going to have to add in your organic material, your nutrients, your minerals, everything like that. And admittedly, you could ship that all up there, but that becomes a pain in the butt. Where hydroponics gives you a faster get-go on it, but you have to have a proper hydroponic system, and you have to have a way for anything that you do cultivate. If you have waste materials, you've got to neutralize it, because anything that's a contaminant, virus, bacterial stuff that winds up in the system, needs to be continuously decontaminated. On Earth, we don't need to worry about it as much, but it's still an issue here. You go to Mars, someplace else, and it's not going to take long for that to just cascade into a disaster. So neutralization of any organic material back into a null state is kind of important.
Well, the number one thing to remember with hydroponics, though, is scale. How many hydroponic plots do you need to feed one person?
I'm sure it's definitely calculable to a degree.
It very much is. The real question here is, how much space is needed for all of those hydroponics things?
That's interesting.
And that thing where even on the space station that we used to have in orbit of Earth, they didn't have enough room for any meaningful hydroponics. They built a hydroponics lab, but while it did produce food, it produced such a small amount that it was only usable for research purposes.
They've got some new not systems, but techniques in terms of during vertical growing that really maximizes the amount of produce you can get per square foot. And back to your point, Lexers, you can't incinerate in space because you can't burn. Oh, yeah. Believe me, the FDA? What's the one that does farms here? Frost, government agency?
EPA, USDA, and FDA.
USDA, thank you. The USDA said they would love if every farm, chicken farm, pig farm, cow farm, had an on-site disposal unit like the kind we have, and we're not the only one who makes them, that basically can treat anything up to BSL-3, BSL-4 contaminated stuff and render it inert, because that would be a huge step towards eliminating prionic diseases like wasting diseases, mad cow, things like that.
Since we're all
responding to a disaster next week.
Pardon?
And I'm responding to a disaster next week.
Which one?
There's a flood going on in Kentucky right now.
Yes, there is.
And I'm going to be there administrating it. And I'm telling you, because it's Kentucky, I guarantee that the soil is contaminated.
Of course it is.
Everything in that state is toxic.
Yep.
And I'm not joking. Every square inch of Kentucky is toxic.
Maybe not every square inch, but a lot of it.
Is it because of the oak trees or in spite of the oak trees?
No, it's the lack of regulation in that state.
And the lack of given effery.
The joke about oak trees is that there are actually certain plants that will die simply because you planted them too close to an oak.
Yeah, oak trees are tannic.
Well, a lot of plants are like that. In
All right,
fact, most annuals are like our annual flowers are like that. You can't grow them too close together, or they die.
Apparently, peach trees actually enjoy this, though.
So do apple trees.
Really?
Apple trees are actually what they use in a lot of things you're talking about to revitalize soil. Is you can put as many of them together as you want, and they won't produce fruit, but they will revitalize the soil. And that's really what you want them there for anyway.
Well, yeah, someone accidentally planted a peach tree under our oak tree by leaving a random peach pit next to the fence.
Yep.
I mean, peach trees, stone fruit are incredibly durable, so I'm not surprised by that at all.
Despite growing in full shade, this thing is growing almost as energetically as the one that's growing in the yard in good lighting.
Well, I mean, they don't need nearly as much as some. I mean, if it was actually growing in really bright light, it could actually be a detriment to it, because stone fruit need very little in order to bloom. Stone fruit is a very interesting material. We don't know why they exist as opposed to other fruit, but certainly a benefit. But yeah, there's a lot of people that are talking about building essentially orchards around toxic waste dumps because they're so good for the environment.
I mean, like
one of the things that we're trying to do at Team Rubicon.
It's the logic of one man's trash is another man's treasure. What certain plants don't like, certain plants really like.
Well, that's the thing, is we don't really know. I mean, there's a lot of people that have spent their entire lives in botany, but there's still so very little that we understand about how plants actually work, the vascular systems inside plants, and the durability of bark systems, and just the root structures and that kind of thing. Everybody talks about how plants are very basic, and they're turn out to be very.
They're not basic.
complex.
They've been around a long time. They've gotten really complex.
There are suggestions that they are actually partially sentient to a point when they're actually communicating among each other that fire is coming, and they change the water distribution within them when fire is closing upon them.
And while some of that is true, you have to understand the first person to suggest that was L. Ron Hubbard. So a little bit of salt with that.
Yeah.
That's how he got famous. Literally, he's the guy that suggested tomatoes screamed.
L. Ron Hubbard got famous because he was cranking out a book a day because he had to feed his kids. He is an interesting man.
He lived in a hotel. He wasn't supporting his kids at the time.
Yeah. Oh no.
It may have been explained, but he was living in a hotel on his own.
Yeah, but he was.
Anyways.
Okay. Anyway, we're getting off topic here from Star Trek Online. How dare we talk about space exploration when we're trying to play a game about space exploration?
In space.
In space, yeah.
What I was going to say, though, is that saying that some plants are basic is technically true. However, certain plants like oak trees are acidic. So
yeah.
What? Oak trees are acidic?
Yeah, oak trees are acidic.
Basic and acidic are the two different sides of the pH scale.
Okay, technically, acetic would be. Thank you, RoboPup, for the follow. Acetic would technically be slightly different. It's acidic, but I assume that's what you meant, and not what really acetic means.
Yeah, tomato.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't gonna go there, but yeah, acidic, basic. Apples, for example, are acidic and acetic. Yeah. Just to make life really confusing. Crashing into stuff. Yay! I'm so happy to be on RISA again. Let's do something.
We're doing something. We're talking.
That's true. I'm eating hot dogs right now. Those don't go in trees unless you play some game. Hi, Drunken Heretic.
Mom, here's one
Do not
for you.
tell Syracuse University that. They're going to try.
Don't tell Pee Wee Herman that.
No, I mean, well, hey, Ed, how are you?
Hi.
Oh, what?
Holy
Ed!
crap.
Holy crap.
How the heck are you,
man?
Hey,
Ed, you want to have some fun? I've got my camera on. I've got my camera on. Why don't you come in?
Give me a sec. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
It's been moving furniture all day. Yeah. His stuff got delivered, and then I get a picture about 2 hours later. It's empty!
Okay, Mom, here's a bug I've never seen before. I did the site-to-site transport thing to beam back to the main area in RISA. Well, after I beamed back, I noticed that it didn't remove the communicator device from my character's hand. So my character's running around with a communicator device in his hand.
Another feature?
Yes, it's a feature. So were you able to patch in?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so that's what it looks like if you didn't know that. And for those of you who are wondering why he's in Indiana instead of in Texas, it's because he's smart, and it's like 70 degrees, 80 degrees probably up here.
Hello, Ed.
Everyone's, you're on. He can hear him. Oh, yeah, he's on. So yeah, he currently lives down that hall, and I live down there.
Good to hear your voice, Ed.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
So he got everything unloaded today, and I'm just waiting for tomorrow when he's like, ow. Hey, Ed, do you have ibuprofen? Do you need some? Did I give you some?
I will need ibuprofen, yes.
I have extra jars of it, so I'll get you some. Let's see. I hear about the 10th anniversary bundle, but only get the mirror one. Came up with Galaxy Mom more cheap. Yes, when you save some money, Shadow, get the 10th anniversary bundle. Soil here in Georgia is acidic due to all the pine trees. Yeah, up in southern Michigan, too.
I have a call I have to make. I will be back later.
Okay. Drunken Heretic in space.
Thank you very
much. Hi, Drunken Heretic.
The soil we have where I live, whether it's acidic or not, depends on how close you are to certain kinds of trees.
Of course.
Because, like, underneath sycamore trees, it just has a different pH because of the way the trees do their tree things.
Hey, Mom, we're taking so long that I'm actually eating dinner.
Okay, get dinner. We'll put together a smaller team and send you off to see if
Oh,
that helps.
I can still play.
Oh, okay. Well, get your food. Let us know when you're ready. Let's see.
I've already got it. It's a sub.
Oh, okay. Shadow says,
Just adding the condiments.
this is for you, Chris. Mirror Crossfield Destroyer is so awful, like people say. What do you guys think about the Mirror Crossfield Destroyer?
I don't have the Mirror
I
Crossfield
thought you had that
Destroyer.
one.
I knew. What?
I thought
no,
you
I
had
have
that for some
the
reason.
no, I have the Prime and the refit.
Oh, okay.
From the 30-second
I have the really old version of the Crossfield. It's like the first one they added to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Mirror is being said by everyone I've ever spoken to that the Mirror is the worst of the Crossfields. The best one being probably tied between the refit and the one that's coming from the Anniversary Bundle, but I don't have the Anniversary Bundle, so I can't say.
Well, Chonkadoo is saying Mirror is the worst of the Crossfields.
Yep, that's
So
what I keep hearing.
The Crossfield is the Discovery, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm expecting we'll get a final one. After with all the accoutrement of that last episode.
What did they do in the last episode? They just tucked the
No, because it's over. Because it's the last
one
episode.
it's over and it has saucer separation.
Nah, I don't think they'll do that.
Logic error.
It doesn't call for a separate vessel. It is not a feature that.
But there's a whole thing of, hey, we'll do that because we could missell it.
I mean, I get it, but I don't think that kind of gimmick for a refit that already, like we have in the game, justifies making a fourth version of the Crossfield.
They could do a legendary variant and
There's already a legendary variant of the Crossfield.
Or at least update,
never mind.
or at least update the lost,
Forget what I said.
or at least update the model and give it the ability so you can throw any saucer separation console on there.
Oops.
Doubtful. We have not still received updated version of the Strange New Worlds Connie.
It's a matter of time. We're
Doubtful.
If there's money to be made from it.
Yeah, I don't believe there's so many versions of that one that shipped as well. It's just
I'm sure we'll get the Infinity class here shortly.
Bring it back to me at my camp.
Which one's that?
I forget.
It's
do
the
we have,
it's the
Booker
new
ship
one
yet?
from yes.
Well done. Well, how
Grudge is even you can even see Grudge in it.
That's hilarious.
The Infinity class is a new ship from Prodigy Season 2.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen it.
Chonkadoo
haven't
says
seen
there's a
it aired
weird
yet.
Kit Bash Crossfield from Strange New World Season 2 that was going to be used to restart the war.
Oh yeah, Season 2, I think.
Yeah, my things hasn't said that season 2's come out yet.
No, Season
What,
2 Strange
Prodigy?
New Worlds.
No, Strange
Yeah,
New Worlds.
From Season
Strange
2
New Worlds has
Strange New
been out.
Worlds. Yeah.
I hope so because I was watching it. Fingers crossed for the Breen Dreadnought carrier is. That
That son of a.
That's Season 5 Discovery.
Oh, okay, that one.
Yeah. I want the
is,
new Breen outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that might be nice.
Great.
But like the Breen monstrosity would be akin to having the Emerald Chain Juggernaut, which we already have. So
Yep.
You know what I really wish they would do?
What?
Give you a playable race of Breen.
They might.
Right.
Well, see, that's the thing. We do actually have Bridge Officer Breen.
Yeah, we have Bridge Officer, but not a playable race of it.
That's because of the whole Breen aren't part of any of the factions. So
They aren't allied with anybody.
Yeah, but
they're on their own.
they if you remember in Deep Space Nine, they temporarily had a treaty with the Federation.
yeah,
Joined forces.
Yes,
they also
but-
allied with the Dominion, and that.
Yeah, that's what I was
Not
about to say.
even.
Is that in the Dominion War, the Breen were on the side of the Dominion.
For a time, yes.
Most of the Dominion were.
Until we managed to convince them that our side would be better off with them.
If I remember that whole like convincing them, that was the treaty that ended the Dominion War.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, I am planning my spaces here.
I did like how they built upon the Breen and Discovery Season 5. Like,
yeah, me
quite
too.
honest,
kind of explaining. I mean, it was kind of like something you would rather assume it was never said up front, but the revelation about the Breen that was shown on the Discovery kind of makes sense why they went with the Dominion rather than allied with any of the other species.
I'll be honest. After reading all of the retcons they made to the Breen, it's just one of those things that's like, this feels almost like a new race, honestly, because certain aspects really just didn't gel properly. Pun intended.
Well, it's been 800 years or like 500 years, whatever. So
they evolved.
There's bound to be changes. They're bound to evolve. I'm still wondering why we have not seen a single Klingon in Discovery since.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised about that. There's no Klingons.
My best guess is that the Klingons evolved to the point where they no longer need cranial ridges.
What about the Borg too?
Well, I think Borg are defeated in Picard.
Not exactly.
They are mentioned in 32nd Century, but I think they're mentioned like just as a comparison. They're no longer anything of a threat.
I think they would probably be more like a nuisance that occasionally will just pop up every.
So the Jurati are still around.
My understanding of the case of the Borg is that they're no longer the aggressive expansionistic empire they used to be, but
until it's
still exist.
Necessary.
I mean, there's always a random inactive cube that can be reactivated by a solar flare or something and can just start over a new mini collective.
There's a whole bunch of Borg junk out there, but also there's the fact that a lot of people have found uses for Borg junk that aren't, quite the same way that the Borg used them.
What I love is the Romulan, after all that time. Yeah, I was going to say, after all this time, the Romulans have not changed whatsoever.
Well, I think they were kind of preoccupied by losing their homeworld, and they probably stopped experimenting with stuff that they shouldn't experiment with.
Yeah, there's still some people hanging on to the old ways, but Navarre is neither Vulcan nor Romulus.
It's a mold now.
Yeah.
Well, see, that was the other thing that people keep forgetting about reunification is that proper reunification means that the Vulcans and Romulans both change.
Yeah.
It's not like they just live together in symbiosis. They originated from the same race, so reuniting means that they will have to find means to become a singular race, rather than just having two nations on the same planet.
I think that's more likely to happen is to have two nations because it's going to take generations to overcome cultural.
It is apparent in Discovery that by 32nd century, and they are joined by how many? 200 years, maybe 300 years.
Yeah, but how long did it take?
It was said to happen after Spock, so this definitely took time. So then there's still like division between factions.
And there would be 200 years isn't that long. I mean,
realistically, having a perfect monoculture with no internal divisions whatsoever is.
No, I don't think they were aiming for monoculture. My guess is what they were trying to bury the past major divisions that caused Romulans to be the conflicted ones, and trying to make amends in a way, which means that both sides would have to do some concessions in some regards of their way of being and their way of life.
I don't know that you'd ever get them to reunify in terms of a race, but in terms even of a culture, because they've really defined themselves.
A society.
I think you'd find something that might be more of a middle ground, but I still think you're going to find the outliers.
That's exactly what I was getting at. Is that you're a middle ground is pretty much the only thing you can hope for and actually have genuine reunification.
Yeah,
is because Vulcans went way far in one direction, and a lot of Vulcans feel that they went too far. Because that's actually been a recurring plot point when discussing the Vulcan Science Academy, is that the Vulcan Science Academy tends to be very dogmatic
yes,
about
indeed.
everything.
Oh yeah, they're totally resistant to change and stuff. It's ridiculous.
Well, but a lot of the time though, they use the whole logic thing as a way to avoid having serious consideration of whether something's true or false. It's like, logic demands that we follow the whatever. No.
Okay.
So the Vulcan Science Academy has decreed that time travel is impossible.
Yeah.
And yet
Paul knows this for a fact that it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, they've done it how many times now?
Yeah, the Vulcan
how can they still deny it?
Yeah, the Vulcan Science Academy also believes that the circular warp ring is perfection, but surprisingly, the humans did it with nacelles.
Right, which of course is possible.
Which actually uses less energy than. And does better job than the ring ships do.
Well, that's the other funny thing, is that the logic that Vulcans had for why they wanted the warp ring was a genuinely valid logic. It's just that it's not the be all end all.
Yeah, but because they are logical and resistant to emotion, they refuse to acknowledge that they're being stubborn.
Yeah. They are denying their emotions rather than actually avoiding them.
And they deny
they don't feel emotion.
Let me jump out of here for a second. Lexers says, guys, what you're saying is impossible. Israel is a prime example. The war has been going on for over 4,000 years. But one of the things about Star Trek is that we use alien species to examine our own culture as human beings for things that we have not achieved, and we try to explore, would this be achievable in another species? And it allows us to play with concepts that have not been necessarily doable for us. I don't know that we can say anything because these are alien species, but the concept is to use aliens, to use outliers from from human society to explore concepts. And Shadow, why am I hiding in the bushes? Because one of the games that we play during RISA is hide and go seek. Yeah. Where somebody's going to hide, and it's your job to find them.
As some of you probably know, I have been doing a series of videos looking at the plot element of various Star Trek The Next Generation episodes and examining how these can be used if you're, playing a TTRPG like Star Trek Adventures, perhaps. And one of the things that I've spent a lot of time with is looking at the various cultures seen in Star Trek and how some of the human colony worlds are actually weirder in terms of being aliens than the actual aliens are.
Yeah, but again, that's part of the whole exploration, is because you can't always have aliens. Sometimes you need to make the focal point a human colony where we're looking at a specific dynamic that if it was a real colony wouldn't be functional.
Well, here's two classic examples. The Masterpiece Society.
I was just thinking of that one.
It's like, it is the ideal that utopianists aspire to, until you realize that the only way it can function is if it is in a state of never changing.
Right. But never changing is stagnation, and
as soon as something happens that is genuine forced change, you're screwed. and that's exactly what happened in the case of the Masterpiece Society. Is that they built their colony in a location that was actually quite good for their purposes. It's just that they ended up having a star quake because there was this a stellar core fragment that passed through their solar system, and that did enough damage to the colony that some of the colonists decided they wanted to evacuate.
Right. Go ahead.
Thing is, though, is that created a ruined forever feeling in many of the colonists, because the colony that they knew was now gone.
And the only way for them to survive was to give up some of the functions, some of the societal things that they thought were essential. Just Dance is...
Also,
mixed.
There was the awesome episode with the Irish colony and the...
up the long ladder.
That one was a different kind of a weirdness, because of the fact that that actually had two different groups in it, both of which were human colonies.
It had the clones, and it had the whatever you want to call them.
Bringloidi.
Bringloidi. Thank you.
Bringloidi were the ones that were the actual space Irish. The clone planet wasn't.
No.
The clone planet was more like, I don't know, like
Mariposa. Thank you, Lexus. Yeah. Good night, Chris.
Mom,
so long and sing for all the fish.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, it's like one of the key things with the Masterpiece Society is that all of the children in the society were planned,
right?
Because it would imbalance their society otherwise.
Yeah, but you get to the point where maybe the kids necessarily at some point don't want to do that.
Well, see that was part of the thing, though, is that that the Masterpiece Society had existed for something like 150 years,
right?
By the time that the Enterprise came there and interacted with them, and that meant that a significant portion of the colony were only there because they had to be there. They had no commitment to the cause that their ancestors had espoused, and they were there more because they couldn't leave than because they wanted to be there.
Oh no, so, I absolutely agree, but part of human nature as humans is that we tend to be very contrarians. At some point we only like the status quo for a while it's beneficial to us, and then you start to throw in a few outliers, people who want to do something different, who don't accept that, who see themselves in a different position in their lives, and all of a sudden that all changes.
Yeah, and that was the other thing, is that a lot of the people in the society came to realize that the concept was fundamentally flawed. And that while that, yes, their society was good at certain things, it was kind of doomed because of the fact that while their ability to do things was reasonably good, their society only worked because if it could avoid changing. And if it had to change, you kind of screwed. And another thing with that, though, more specifically, is that the colony couldn't expand.
Right.
It was like physically incapable. They just didn't have the resources.
And again, that's something you have to build into your calculations. So I've done a few fanfics that, the concept of building a colony. So it's not just that you've got a colony and you stick people down there and give them houses and a way to have food. Now you got to think about, you're going to expand. So you're going to need teachers. You're going to need schools. You're going to need the infrastructure. You're going to need doctors. It's never as easy as a few people going to New Planet.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing with the Masterpiece Society, is that you basically were given a job when you were a child. It's not as simple as when you're born. People have already decided what you're going to be taught and stuff. It's not quite that simple, but it's pretty close.
It's pretty close, yeah. Wave your hands in the air like you just don't care. I see a drunken heretic down here.
Also, their society engaged in a certain amount of genetic engineering, because the whole like masterpiece thing was assuming that the people themselves were represented the best of the human race, and thus, no genetic imperfections and stuff like that.
Right, and that's where we get into the Geordie being blind but having a capability that they needed. But if he had been born there, he wouldn't have been born there.
That was a really, really weird one because of the fact that it was an example of an idea that they simply hadn't thought of because of their limited perspective.
Well, do you think they hadn't thought of that, though?
It didn't actually need... Well, see, the idea was simply using a frequency waveform.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Instead of something as complicated as actually needing a cybernetic eyepiece. But it was the fact that Geordie's eyepiece had a wider wave for capability than actual human eyes do. That was actually what gave them the idea they wanted.
Mm-hmm. So the thing that they wouldn't permit to have existed is the thing that gave them the solution. Right, I realize that's irony. Irony, thy name is Star Trek.
Yeah. Honestly, that was one of the things that kind of felt forced, but when they put it in the episode, because of the fact that it's like, couldn't you have accomplished the same effect by scanning something with a tricorder?
Good example. The Asgard and their war against the replicators.
And the fact that the Asgard would never have thought of slug weapons.
Yep.
The Asgard, for all of their knowledge, admitted that they were kind of, sort of, uncreative and heavily reliant on having an extreme knowledge base, because the Asgard in general didn't really understand their own technology anymore.
Yep.
Lexer says the Asgards were humble enough. I suppose.
Well, part of that was that at the point in time when we meet the Asgard in SG-1 is after the Asgard have concluded that their race is functionally extinct.
Yeah.
The reason they act so humble is they realize that their race as a civilization and society is a failure. And a part of the reason why they're helping the Tari, or humans, so much is because of the fact that otherwise they would have nothing left behind when their race is gone.
So the premise they're kind of having a remember us type thing.
Yep. They gave Samantha Carter a database of the bulk of their technology, just so that someone would have a use for it when they were gone.
Do the sidestep.
It's one of those things that's also weird, is that the explanation for why their race was dying out was also kind of weird.
Oh.
In that the logic is that the key flaw is that they were doing genetic medicine on themselves to attempt to increase the longevity of the individuals in their society, and they screwed it up in a way that was rather quickly killing them, and couldn't find a solution to it that didn't involve creating children. Like, creating children was literally the only possibility because they couldn't undo what they'd broken.
That just smacks of bad story writing to me. Or desperation in the story writing.
I think that the entire point of this plot was to kill off the Asgard.
Well, yeah.
Do the Running Man.
Basically, the Asgard are the sonic screwdriver, and those plot points are it's deadlocked.
Well, see, the Asgard were the only friendly, technologically advanced race. Because, like, the Asgard weren't, exactly all of that chipper and eager to be friends either, but they were a race that was willing to help.
Yeah,
and the only
Ashen
other one,
the Ashen were just what's what I'm looking for.
There was two things with the Ashen. One, the Ashen actually had a relatively small cultural area. And two, the Ashen were kind of sort of trying to kill off their neighbors.
Yep.
Now, what about their furlings and...
The furlings were an ancient race that, for the most part, avoided talking to people.
The Nox are Armin Shimmerman and company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
I keep forgetting which is the furlings and which is the Nox.
The Nox were Quark's race.
There was one group of aliens in Stargate that we only saw as shadowy figures. And when I say shadowy figures, I mean like living shadows hovering in the air. I think that was one of the two races. The other race were a group of people that looked kind of sort of like humans, except
those were, I think, the Nox, right?
Yeah.
The Nox are the ones that Quark was a part of that kind of looked like the Fae kind.
Yeah. Well, see, it's the one race, the key thing with them that was the wow moment was when one of them activates a Stargate by waving her hand in its general direction and creates a wormhole by raising her hands above her head, and then it just appears. It doesn't do the normal swoosh thing. It's just there.
Jonkadoo says, I've only seen the Stargate movie from the 90s. Excellent movie. This is all flying over my head. I saw some Stargate TV series. Not very much. I've seen...
Well, I've got all of SG-1 Atlantis down in boxes.
Do you have a copy of the animated series?
No, it is on my wish list. As so is season 1 and 2 of Universe.
I have to say, Universe got canceled when it was getting good.
Yes, there was no everything. There was no saving that series. The company MGM was so bad that there was nothing they could have done to save it.
I honestly think that it was more of like an MGM problem than a Stargate Universe problem.
Yes, it was completely on MGM. What's his name? He plays McKay. Him and a bunch of the actors actually bought up the Universe's gate room.
Really?
And have it in storage.
Wow. That's
because
cool.
Otherwise they were going to destroy the thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like how there was that one group of fans who salvaged the Enterprise D set after Paramount threw it away.
Yep. So when the Adam West Batman series was canceled, another studio had offered to buy it, lock, stock, and barrel. But the studio destroyed everything.
And when we say destroyed everything, we mean like threw it into a garbage crusher, not like the throwing it into the trash can, but like burned it, kind of destroyed it.
Yeah, they pettedly, out of pure pettiness, they destroyed it because they owned the right to TV Batman and nobody else was going to get it.
Okay, as long as it's for a good reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
How did I miss that?
Like the
Hollywood
only...
has way too many stories like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like was it Titans?
Yeah.
And Gotham could not use Batman. They could use Bruce Wayne, but they could not use Batman in a TV setting.
Okay,
that's how strong that contract is.
Okay, wow. like there's been in TV history with DC Comics adaptations a whole bunch of really screwball wonky. You're allowed to use character X but not character Y moments. Like the first season of the Justice League animated series has Aquaman in it. At some point, he just like silently disappears. Presumably, he just went back to Atlantis and stayed there.
Yep.
Why? Well, the actual reason in real-world terms is actually that they were thinking about doing an Aquaman spin-off series and didn't want to have conflicting appearances of Aquaman. They didn't actually do an Aquaman spin-off TV series, though.
Oh, the shadow race that you were talking about on Stargate, the Ritu.
Not sure.
This is interesting. There's enough lag that it's throwing off using the artifact hunting thingy.
Oh well, it's like the race started here and the controls got crunchy.
Let's see. Regarding SG-1 as a franchise, at some point the studio received a contract with the UASF. The USAF provided a lot of stuff, but they got some say over creative decisions. That shifted the franchise direction as a whole. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's actually one of those things. It's like they have a legit picture of Cheyenne Mountain.
Yep. That
they use for certain shots because. Again, it's a real picture of Cheyenne Mountain.
And that's a real thing.
Because they had cooperation from the U.S. Air Force to get it.
Yeah. Like with Doctor Who, you used to have UNIT, the United Nations Intelligent Task Force. That changed when Russell T. Davies brought the show back. The people in charge got upset over it. And said, you can't use United Nations anymore. So now officially the name is Unified, with the U and the N being UN.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's another one. It's like in comics, there's that rather legendary thing with the MCU where Disney are the ones doing the MCU and are the ones who own Marvel Comics. However, Disney bought Marvel Comics after Marvel Comics had already created in perpetuity agreements to license the film rights to certain characters to other organizations.
You can't purchase something in perpetuity.
So that is why they bought Fox.
Yeah, because the fact that Fox had a contract saying that as long as they keep making X-Men stuff, they keep a sole license to make X-Men stuff.
Yes.
Well, okay, so on that, if there was another company that was looking to buy Fox. If that company had bought Fox, that company might not have actually gotten the rights to the X-Men.
Right.
That's another thing is that the reason why it was such a big deal that they had Spider-Man in the MCU is that Disney had to ask Sony for permission.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Sony at the time was going through some financial trouble.
And as it is now, Disney and Sony are such bedfellows that they've handed all their home media production over to Sony.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much Sony needed some influx of cash.
Yes.
The MCU at the time was doing really well.
And Disney was willing to hand them a truckload of money.
Yeah, and also at the same time, it's like, hey, we get to make some more new Spider-Man movies. And it's like, it was, if they turned it down, it would have been a dumb thing.
Yes, it would have.
They made a decent amount of money off of that.
Like, Sony owns Bad Wolf Productions, which has the sole right to Doctor Who now.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also in bed with Disney for distribution.
Let's see. Matt Black says Sony lost a crap ton of money because of a hack which leaked a lot of their upcoming stuff and some internal embarrassments. Absolutely. So Disney took advantage of Sony's position to get the deal they did, which otherwise Sony would never have gone for. Also true. That was then when Disney still has money and clout, but what they've lost is a lot of reputation. And you sell your IP to them, what comes out may not be what you want, and I'm sure it's going to be an issue as people move forward.
There's a famous interview from George Lucas.
I was watching that today.
Who used the analogy of him selling Star Wars to Disney being like selling your children to white slaves.
Exactly. That's what I was watching.
But he had apparently reached a point in his life where the giant pile of money was more valuable to him than having an IP that he could monetize.
Yeah, because I get that, but that's got to hurt.
Yeah.
Well, his way of explaining that, he basically was saying that he'd completely washed his hands of Star Wars forever.
Yeah, but
well,
his
kids didn't want to do anything with it. If I remember right, they didn't get a dime of. They're not getting a dime of that money.
Nope. Unless he changes his will.
Yes, or somebody changes his will for him.
But I wouldn't have given it to Kathleen Kennedy myself, but that's me.
Oh, there's been some speculation that George Lucas is putting Kathleen Kennedy in there as a person in managing things was actually him sabotaging Disney.
Well, it worked really well, didn't it? If that was the case, he done did a great job with that.
So when did Chandra get in here?
I don't know. He snuck in here and didn't even say hello.
I've been here.
I know you have been.
But you all been running your mouths. So.
Oh, we don't run our mouths.
I even did a freaking ISE while you guys were talking. So.
Hey, Chandra, have you taken a look at the new kit frame?
No.
Oh, that was simple.
Okay, so are you using any of the summer winter event modules?
Just here. I don't think so.
I actually went today over all of my builds to see which of them used summer and winter event modules.
Oh, yeah. Ball lightning.
Yep.
Most of my builds, well, I mean, only use one if they use any. And so, like, using the new kit frame in most of my builds is kind of pointless because I wouldn't get any real benefit out of it because it has a power that requires you to use the summer and winter things where it just doesn't have particularly good stats. because the K-Perf, it gives you scales based on the number of event kit modules you're using.
I found 10 Horgons.
So, for me, I'm using 4 summer winter event unbuffed 749.
Okay.
And kit readiness 365.
Yeah, I was looking in the Star Trek Online Builds Discord's discussion, and so someone posted a screenshot saying that he'd managed to get his K-Perf up to 748 and kit readiness up to 375. Which, I mean, impressive.
Valera's suggestion on using shoes, I need eggs. I'm not quite sure what that means, Lexers. What I need, however, is...
Valeris was that character from Star Trek 4, wasn't it?
I remember Valeris, the character, yes. No, not Star Trek 4. Star Trek 4 was the whales. 6.
Well, whichever one. The one person that you actually see Spock, like, telepathically interrogating.
Yes. That's not the word I was going to use, but I like being monetized. But yes, that is the one. Very non-Vulcan. Hey, I'm going to call it quits in a couple of minutes here, folks, just because I have been sick and it's still kind of sucking the life out of me.
The sabotage thing. It's a reference to how Valeris was talking about the origin of the word sabotage.
Yes. When the Dutch workers threw their wooden shoes into the machinery. Sabo. Yes. Hence sabotage. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Should we go raid somebody, folks?
Oh.
Klingon Pop Warrior's on.
Klingon Pop Warrior? Yeah, let's go raid Klingon Pop Warrior. KPW, where are you, my dear? My dog, sir. Piece by pieces out. Come on. There she is. Let's go raid Klingon Pop Warrior. And she's off on RISA, and she's all decorated and looking gorgeous there. All right. Hang on one second. Doggos. There's a molecule in the front yard. Or worse. Everyone, go give Klingon Pop Warrior some love. We will be back tomorrow morning and maybe tomorrow night if I'm feeling better. Slowly getting better. It's going to take a couple months, though, so bear with me. Everyone have a wonderful night and share the love with KPW. Take care.